night walker. She haunts me like no other. Nobody told me love is pain. Oh, black magic, dark water surrounds me like no other. She's got my heart in chains.
We're volatile, I can't call it though. It's like too large a peg and too small a hole. But she cheats and I catch her like the common cold. Last time I broke a collarbone, she tolerable. All I know is that the sex is phenomenal though. We're an unlikely pair, like two different Nike Airs. But I'm the same size she wears, so I think we're soulmates though. People don't like us together, but like we care. Yeah, but God strike me dead. She knows that I would walk over hot coals for her with both of my feet bare. But soon as I ask to hit, it's like she grabs a switch and turns me over her knee, cause my ass is whipped. Yeah, and I got her back on violence. So when she stabs me in mine, it's like I just can't feel the knife. As she pokes, jabs, and slices, 1 minute she'll build me up, the next she'll push me down. Probably why she calls me dumbbell. She lifts me up, then puts me down. But I am under her thumbnail, I must be under her spell. It's like looking right into a gun barrel. None of these hoes can fuck with my girl, she got that
black magic, night walker. She haunts me like no other. Nobody told me love is pain. Oh, black magic, dark water surrounds me like no other. She's got my heart in chains.
Wake up, break up, makeup like Maybelline. Now she's all made up like make-believe. Probably why she's so fake to me. But what the fuck's it gonna take for me to make her see? Strip her naked and take her keys. I've been planning this thing for weeks, but I can't tell if I'm awake or asleep. But if this is actually happening, sucker for pain. I'm stuck in this radioactive pattern, but her by her motherfucking hairs. All I imagine dragging. She lunges, attacking, scratches, but I ain't gonna stand for that shit. Like half for the national anthem as I stab, I'm laughing. So much for witchcraft and magic. Abracadabra, that bitch, no turning back, I'm blacking. As I say farewell to the love of my life, I cut and I slice, I give her one last hug goodbye. Wipe the blood off my butterfly knife. Watch her fucking die right in front of my eyes. But in hindsight, think I just wanted to see what her insides look like. As I pop another 5 bites, that's what this high's like. Look down, there's blood on my knife. Shovel at my side, blood on my mic. Now wake up to music to be murdered by like. This is me shit, I just want us to kill it.
Black magic, night walker. She haunts me like no other. Nobody told me love is pain. Oh, black magic, dark water surrounds me like no other. She's got my heart in chains. Black magic, night walker. She haunts me like no other. Nobody told me love is pain. Oh, black magic, dark water surrounds me like no other. She's got my heart in chains. Black magic, night walker. She haunts me like no other. Nobody told me love is pain. Oh, black magic, dark water surrounds me like no other. She's got my heart in chains. I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. Overheard them mention hater, not a pretty word like moist or moisture. Wanna quit, but you know I'm a soldier. Try to get me out, you know it's game over. Say it's toxic, chaotic, unhealthy. Always play my cards right, don't test me. I'm not here to play nice, no I can't be. And if you're trying to stop me, that's a guarantee. Too many people try to get me out, and it worked for a second, but I'm back now, better than ever. Welcome to the drama castle. I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. You try to stop me, but you can't. Too many people try to stop me, but you can't. You can't.
Ah, damn it, Tony. Tony's always trolling y'all. I'm so sorry. Yes, that was Tony who was typing earlier. I said it for the wrong day, and I was also late. So there's that. Um, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Let me get this off the screen. Hello. Yeah, that was Tony. That was Tony. That was not me. That was obviously Tony. Anytime I would never tell anyone to go for friggin' sub to Frog Tony. That's slander right there. I should sue. I should file a lawsuit. Seems to be a thing with YouTubers. 23 hours. Yeah, no. I said it for the wrong day. Then I was on the phone. Ever since I came back, everybody who actually loves me and cares about me, and I love and care about them, has been hitting me up. So I was kind of occupado with reconnecting with some good people out there who I appreciate y'all. And again, I'm sorry I dipped, and I explained everything in great details, and I hope everyone gets it. Spherical Man, welcome back as a member. Appreciate it. Welcome back. I still haven't fixed this. I've been trying to fix it. I haven't been able to fix it. But either way, I'll get to it. But yes, I am here. Yes, I'm back. I'm back in full effect. And this was me. This was me. Laughing. Yes, that was me. Yes, I did nothing. My ass. I would never tell anyone to subscribe to your channel. That's crazy. That's crazy work. Anyways, as I said yesterday, we're gonna talk about this situation because I've been gone for months and a lot has changed. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad I took that time away, not paying attention to it, because then I get content out of it. At this point, so it's content, but it's not fabricated, manufactured content. It is actual stuff that I miss because I knew Smash JT. This goes back to the Intellivision Amico days, and. Yeah, I saw you sub to me on Rumble. Yeah, guys, I got on Rumble. I'm trying new things. So I'm gonna hop on Rumble. Once I figure out how to do the streaming on Rumble as well, I'm gonna just start doing that. But I'm gonna start uploading some content over there, see how it goes over there on the Rumbles. So I'm spreading my wings and flying this time around. But anyways, we gotta talk about the Smash JT lawsuit. So like I said, me and Smash JT go way back. I wouldn't say we were friends. We were friendly. But this goes back to the Intellivision Amico days. A lot of y'all, thankfully, missed that saga. So, yeah, I know Frog Tony didn't because that's how I met Frog Tony. Yes, look at that. Already memberships. See, I love how the memberships, I've been gone for a while, and the memberships for y'all didn't stop. You just rejoined the memberships. So it doesn't take away your free super chats. So thank you for being a member for 24 months. Ray is back. The world is screwed. This is very true. Do you have a link to your Discord? I posted my Discord name. I'm not gonna have another server. I'm not gonna do that. Because with how I am, who knows? I could be fine right now, and then who knows? I might have a relapse moment, and then I'll dip, and then I'll have to redupe the server and everything. So I'm just gonna not do Discord servers for now. It just seems like I have a Discord server, everyone joins, and then it dies anyways. So I'm just chilling. You guys can contact me on Discord though. My Discord name is in my post, my community tab. So there you go. Thank you so much for the $5. Dust Productions, like the stream. Yeah, like the stream, guys. I don't think I'm shadow banned anymore. So with the rebrand for the final time, hopefully for the final time, I think I might have fixed the algorithm. So putting a like on the stream or a dislike on the stream definitely helps push the content out there. And that's what I need to do, guys. I'm trying to be a little bit more of a serious content creator this time around. And thank you for also being a member for 24 months. Ray is back and everything is right in the world. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hello, Scattered Night. How are you? Oh, I had that confused. Sorry about that. No, you're good. Ray foot server option. Wait. Oh my God. Why can't I read? Ray's foot server opens after she gets 100 members. Yeah. Listen, if I get 100 members, then I'll have somebody else who is more mind stable to run a Discord server for everybody who wants to be part of it. How about that? If we get 100 members, I will reopen a Discord server and be 100% active as hell in that Discord server for sure. One thing hasn't changed. You still can't for shit. Oh, wait, what? I still can't what? LOL, Ray says she rebranded for the final time until she rebrands again. I know, right? I like change, man. I can't, like, if I'm, I was Saggy Melons for a while, and I was completely fine with being Saggy Melons, right? But legitimate reason why I changed that name, because it was linked to an X, right? So I rebranded for that reason, and then reality seemed okay. But one thing too that I realized too with the whole I need to pick a different name is like a lot of people couldn't even say it right. So I'm like, all right, revelations. That's even harder, right? But I it's like when you have a moment, you gotta change your hair color or get a piercing or tattoo. That's what I do with my YouTube channel. It's like getting a haircut. So yeah, I hate this phone. Yes, I still can't read. Okay, yeah, it's true. Make the Discord server members only. Yeah, I might do that. I might do that because also it helps weed out the trolls. Because yeah, yesterday I had somebody come in doing the N-word in the chat and I didn't even address it. Like, it's funny because I don't think anyone realized that. Like, we had a troll in the chat drop the N-word and I didn't even address it. I just muted that. I just blocked them and kept it pushing. I didn't even acknowledge it. Like, one person in the chat acknowledged it, and that's a change. Like, guys, you've been watching me for how long? You know I love me some trolls in the chat. When have I ever not just stopped the stream and went off on somebody trolling, right? I completely ignored that person and kept it moving. I saw it. I saw it, but I didn't even address it. That's the change. I'm trying to do a little bit better. I'm trying to be better and not just completely let my emotions and my passions get the better of me. So, like, I don't know if y'all saw that yesterday, but that did happen. That did happen. And I'm like, all right. I was like, I'm shocked with myself too. I'm like, I didn't even snap on that person or say anything. I just kept the stream going. Hey, you guys can call me whatever you want, as long as you call me. But anyways, we got to talk about the Smash JT thing. So back to that. So me and Smash JT go back. I wouldn't say we were friends, but we were friendly because we were part of the Intellivision Miko group, people pro Miko and stuff. Then he jumped ship. Then I snapped on him because I kind of, still to this day, I'm not going to lie, I do think it was kind of like a fake move. Where he was in support of Intellivision Miko, then the Intellivision Miko got a lot of heat and negative attention, and he kind of jumped ship, and I was kind of like, yo, that's kind of crazy, because like we were just talking about this like a few days ago, and everything seemed fine, and then all of a sudden the next day you're jumping ship to save face and get all them hate clicks, and it worked. But then I caught wind of this Alyssa Mercante situation, and the whole thing with Melissa Mercante, she used to work for Kotaku, which is I guess the best way to say it, I would just say it's just like a journalistic website where people go for their like gaming and nerdy news type shit, and I guess there was some criticisms from a lot of these YouTubers, Smash JT being one of them, about her and the company and stuff, and they were trying to like do a campaign, hashtag end Kotaku or whatever, trying to kind of like get them to stop making articles that were certain leaning politically or whatever. And Alyssa, I guess one thing about her that I was 100% reconciled with Smash JT on is Alyssa decided to contact Smash JT's wife on Facebook, which I think is shitty. I don't care the reasons. Like, if you have an issue with somebody, don't involve their family members. That is like the biggest FU to me. Like, I do not respect anyone who does that, unless it's like a kid involved, unless it's a child, right? And I contacted the person's parents, like, hey, your kid's doing this, maybe do something. But like contacting someone's wife because you don't like the stuff they're saying about you on the internet is very scummy to me. And I think overall Alyssa Mercante is kind of a bitch, and I don't really care for her. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that a lot of the shit talking about her was warranted. Like, you're a public figure, you're putting yourself out there. You are basically asking for people to come at you. Now, I don't like threats when people make threats that obviously they're lines. I'm sure she got a lot of actual threats, which again, I don't agree with, I don't condone. But people shitting on her, it's like, dude, it's the internet, right? People are gonna do that. You can't control what other people like say or do online or in general. all you could do is control how you react to it. And she did not react in a good way, which caused it to get worse because it's the internet. And thank you, Frog Tony, for the $10. Congrats on ignoring the trolls, except for me. Never ignore me. Thank you, appreciate it. Alyssa snitched on Smash. Yeah, like it's like she pulled a Karen, went to the manager. In this case, it was Smash's wife. Now, this has been going on for a long ass time. Obviously, Smash JT and other content creators 100% jumped on the grift wagon with her. And she filed a lawsuit. Now, here's one thing I will say. There are so many people I definitely have the utmost respect for when it comes to this. Frog Tony is an example of somebody who grift off of somebody else's name. Let's just be real. Eric July, Young Rippa. And at least Young Rippa didn't file a lawsuit on Frog Tony. So there's that. But Tony did send me the courts, the court filing, and honestly, I was reading it and I'm like, I don't want to go over a court document. Like, that's more your cup of tea. I'm not gonna go over court documents to that degree because I'm just looking at it's a defamation libel lawsuit. I don't really like reading those; they're kind of annoying. But I will read Smash JT's article and his take on this situation because I was reading that and I'm like, this is more interesting than reading the friggin' the damn document. I'm sorry, it is. Computer, what are we doing? What are we doing, computer? Okay. So we're gonna read Smash JT's article about the lawsuit, and I'm gonna give my unsolicited thoughts on it. So this was in December. This is December of last year, which is funny, and this is why I started here because this is where it starts, right? Okay, so Alyssa Mercante officially files lawsuit against Smash JT, a calculated dangerous doxing attack. And now we're going to talk about that too and react to Smash JT's coverage of this too, because a lot of these YouTubers now are talking about Smash's bias article about. So I know it is. You can come on after I get through this. No, I don't have a Chromebook anymore, Lunchbox. It's not the Chromebook. The thing is, a lot of these YouTubers right now are upset because she's filing lawsuits on a couple of them. And because she's filing lawsuits, their real names are being released because it's a public document. So now they're crying about doxing. And number one, it's not like she didn't do it before, but it's like if you know somebody is a doxer, and Alyssa is 100% doxing people. But she already started that with Smash JT, even though Smash JT's name has been out there, if you know where to look. She did 100%, even if it wasn't, she would happily put his name out there. And knowing that, it's like you don't want to probably poke the bear of somebody who's going to dox you and not expect to get doxed. I'm just saying. Not saying it's right, but at the same time, like, this woman's a see you next Tuesday. But anyways, Alyssa is a former senior editor at Kotaku, has decided to escalate her long-standing feud with content creators covering the video game industry by now officially filing a lawsuit against me in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York. So modern video game enthusiasm is marked by the presence of semi-organized outrage-driven campaigns for harassment, like 2014's infamous Gamergate. The lawsuit, which spans 54 pages, accuses me of what is it? Stochastic. Oh my god, brain cannot read. You're right, I can't read Lunchbox. Terrorism, defamation, bias-related violence or intimidation, intentional inflictions of emotional distress, and tortuous interference. But let's be clear with what's really going on here. The heart of the issue isn't just the frivolous nature of the lawsuit, but in reality, how Mercante has found a way to weaponize it and to legally dox me, putting me and my entire family at risk. So here's the thing about this, right? It's like Alyssa did nothing wrong. I just don't like her. I think she's a see you next Tuesday, to be quite honest. Stochastic. Thank you, Spherical Man. I think she's a see you next Tuesday. Now, that's not a crime. But I will say this. So this whole situation, for me, it goes both ways. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that her contacting someone's partner in real life is scary and could cause stress because, like, you have a stranger randomly, somebody you don't know, some random woman hitting you up, talking about, like, a long paragraph complaining about her husband, knowing that her husband is a content creator, that could have scared that woman and caused issues there and cause discourse there, which could cause some stress for her. Not only that, she made it very public that she contacted, well, I would say Smash made that public too, but it was very public about that interaction, which could have prompted more people to contact and harass Smash JT's wife. So it kind of goes both ways with these situations, because both of y'all are having negative interactions on the internet and social media. She has a big platform. Smash JT has a big platform. Y'all are getting all of your community involved. Smash JT has people on your side harassing him, going after him, looking into him, and vice versa. So you're both doing the same shit for the most part. So, and saying found a way to weaponize it. The thing is like, first of all, when he says to legally dox me, right? When he says legally doxing Smash JT, I hate to break it to you, and I know you know this. Here's the thing, I know he knows this, right? Doxing in most places is legal. Okay? There's not many places where doxing is illegal, especially in the United States. Doxing is legal. I hate to break it to y'all, but doxing is legal. So when you say legally dox me, she didn't illegally dox you. Your online presence on social media, like Facebook especially, is your name. Your name on Facebook isn't Smash JT. Your real name is your Facebook name. You put that there. You did that. So you can't say she illegally doxed you and sitting there saying she now legally doxed me, because doxing is legal. And on top of that, yes, it is technically, you can consider doxing when it's like, if somebody has social media, you're going out of your way to find this information. That for me is what doxing is. Like, even if you put that information out there, people going out of their way to find it and release it to the public with the intent of malicious intent, that for me is what doxing is. But it's legal. It's legal regardless. But I'm saying, even if she didn't sue him, it's like, it's still for the most part legal, because all of that stuff is public information, and I'm gonna just play devil's advocate here, and I'm probably gonna get some smoke from the Smash AT side, but in fairness, when Tony got doxxed during the Intellivision Miko days, no one gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? The people who doxed him did not give a fuck. Some of them even used that against Tony in those days. Oh, we know where you live. We're going to say your real first and last name on social media, on our public platforms. Like, no one gave a shit. So when it comes to this stuff, this is what I say all the time. The majority of the people who bitch and moan and complain about certain shit when it happens to them, or when it happens to other people and they talk about, oh my God, doxing's so wrong. They don't actually give a fuck about doxing when it's somebody they don't like who gets doxed. And trust me, Frog Tony was one of those people that a lot of people didn't fucking like, especially in those times where they didn't give a fuck that Tony got doxed. Matter of fact, they laughed about it. They were passing his picture around about it. Like, oh, you want to see what Frog Tony really looks like? This is what he really looks like. Oh, look at that fat motherfucker. That's what really goes on in people's heads. So, like, trust me when I say, if somebody is not consistent with the whole thing, with certain morals they stand by, chances are they really don't give a fuck about it. It only matters when it happens to them or somebody they actually care about, where they can monetize it, right? So that's why when it comes to a lot of YouTubers, commentary YouTubers do it. All these YouTubers do it. Like I said, I give the best example I say is there are people out there, YouTube content creators, who will go after a white content creator who was singing a rap song and happened to say the N-word in that rap song. They will go after that YouTuber and be like, oh, they said the N-word and they're white and blah, 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 and they're racist. Those same people that do that behind the scenes 100% have said the N-word with the hard R. Okay? And I know this for a fact. Because my time in the commentary community, oh man, there are a lot of people who made content about white people saying the N-word. Behind the scenes, they had no problem saying that word, sometimes with the ER at the end, guys. I'm not lying when I say that. That shit's real. So when people talk about doxing, most of the people who talk about doxing to this level, it's like, yeah, but let's be real. You don't care when it happens to other people. Like, I guarantee you Smash JT would not care if Alyssa Mercante's fucking phone number, her address got, because he don't like the bitch. And at this point, for me, I've come to realize I don't care about doxing no more. And when I say I don't care about doxing, like, I think it's fucking stupid. Nobody should do it. I'll happily call you a piece of shit for doing it. But at the same time, like, everybody always nitpicks and chooses when it's okay to dox and not okay to dox. So for me, like, if somebody's a predator, I don't give a fuck if they get doxed. That is my thing. I don't care. I don't have empathy for you. I still don't think regular people should get doxxed for the sake that, like, oh my God, we just don't like people. We just don't like each other. I don't like your opinion, so I'm going to dox you. So that's where my thing with doxing is, like, don't dox people because of an opinion. Don't dox people just because you don't like them. That's kind of fucking stupid. But if you're going to dox them because they actually did something fucking that deserves their life to be in fucking fear. I don't care. If you hurt a child, 100%. You should fear for your life every fucking day. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you commit a crime and a serious crime, dox them. I don't give a shit. But don't dox somebody because you just don't like their opinion or don't like their views on the internet. That shit's childish. It's the internet. Just walk away from the computer. I'm telling you guys, when you get away from the internet for a couple months, it's so refreshing. I am so much happier not being on Twitter all the time. I'm so much happier not engaging with the negativity of everything all the time on fucking social media. It's always just bitching and moaning, complaining. Like, I'm enjoying video games again. Like, I'm playing games that a lot of people complained about. Oh, this game is bad because you can be gay. I had so much fun playing these games. I didn't give a fuck about the gay options. I loved it. I had a great time. I was playing video games. I was enjoying content. Actually taking it in and enjoying it, appreciating, not going on Twitter, seeing what other fucking people who, no offense, I don't give a fuck about your opinions on this shit. I like it. I'm having fun. Fuck your feelings. I don't care what you like. If you don't like the game, don't play the game. Why'd you buy it if you thought it was going to be shit? I don't understand. Wait, no, I do understand. Because you need fucking content. Anyways, let's continue. So this is a screenshot, obviously. Let's see. While Alyssa made sure to redact her own address from the public filing, citing her concern for her personal safety, she apparently had no issue sharing the lawsuit on her social media accounts, where she routinely stirs up plenty of hatred and animosity against me. By doing so, she broadcasts my private information to her thousands of followers, many of whom have constantly been openly hostile towards me. Again, I just want to say it does go both ways. It does go both ways, though. That's the thing that I wish people would understand. It goes both ways. Smash JT had a following, and I was part of that. I was calling that woman all kinds of names too. I didn't threaten her, but I called her a bunch of names too. You know what I'm saying? Like, he enticed a mob. She enticed a mob. This is the most childish fucking lawsuit I have seen. I think these lawsuits are so fucking petty and childish because, like, let's keep it real. They both did the same thing. The only difference is I didn't see Alyssa monetizing it. I could be mistaken. Tony, feel free to come on and correct me if that's the case. I didn't see Alyssa going on her platform making money off of it. Oh, wait. Yeah, she did. She made friggin' like merchandise. Right. So they did the same fucking shit to each other, bro. Like, I know Frog Tony is pro Alyssa because he's not a fan of Smash JT. Again, I don't hate Smash JT. We've had our differences, but like from an outsider looking in, this is the most fucking high school fucking lawsuit I've seen. Like, you both did the same shit to each other. You both enticed your fucking mobs to go after each other, right? The difference for me is where it started, right? Where it started is Smash JT had opinions. He was trying to come for Kotaku. He was trying to shut down the business, basically, in my opinion, right? And Alyssa working there is like, why are you coming from my job? And then, of course, because she had to say some shit, because she's LGBTQ and because she's a fucking female, I mean, I'm just going to call it what it is. You know, they went after her. And in fairness, I would say, as far as some of the shit she said, I don't agree with it. She is a white woman. Sorry, I have to bring it there. She is a white woman who is advocating for women's rights and people of color. And my whole thing, like I said, I don't mind having allies, but some people, especially women of fucking non-color, right? We'll just say that. White women seem to sometimes overstep when it comes to people of color issues, and sometimes that doesn't come off as an ally. It just comes off as like you're trying to shield. You're shielding. You're using people of color to shield, right? And I got that vibe from her, and I just don't like that. And then on top of that, again, She is a woman, a white woman, and if you disagree with her takes, being a woman, a woman yourself, blocked, right? She's one of those advocates. This is why I don't really like advocates, because advocates do too much, right? They speak on behalf of everyone as like, it's just, I can't stand it. Y'all already know how I feel about people who advocate for like women's rights and men's rights. Like, you can't speak for everybody because we all don't agree. But the thing that's funny to me is when people advocate for women's rights and a woman's like, yeah, I don't agree with that. That woman who apparently advocates for your fucking rights now blocks you because you do not align with her fucking bullshit. And that shit always rubs me the wrong way. But anyways, Ray was belly dancing on cam. Oh yeah, that's what you missed. That's true. But that's just my feel. They're both doing the same shit to each other. That's why that whole statement of like, you know, she broadcasted my private information to her thousands of followers, many of whom consistently. The only things I will say is, I mean, again, it works both ways. Like, Smash doesn't understand the power of influence on these platforms, right? Because even though he might have not directly leaked her address or information, doesn't mean inciting a mob. Like, there are people who could have done that potentially. You know, there are people who have been like, yeah, fuck this bitch, she's trying to cancel this man because he's a fucking Christian man, or boom boom boom, whatever bullshit political reasons they have to do it. When you weaponize a community, you don't understand that you're doing it. And what I mean that is like, you're covering something about somebody who's doing something shitty that people can agree with you with, right? Like, I put my differences with Smash JT aside and I jumped on his bandwagon because I'm like, yeah, she contacted the wife. I don't fucking agree with that. That shit's not cool. So of course I'm going to be like, fuck that bitch. And I'm going to be outspoken, fuck that bitch. And he's over there liking the comments because I'm supporting him, right? Because I still support him on that one. I do 100% still support him on that. I don't think she should have contacted the wife. I think she should have been a fucking grown adult and handled him directly, not go to the fucking manager like a Karen. So I was on his side. And that got me in my feelings. That got me fighting the battle with him, right? Until the bitch blocked me and I was like, all right, that fun's over for me, right? So like, these content creators don't understand. They do fucking entice mobs. They do weaponize their communities. And whether they realize it or not, they are doing the same fucking thing. They really are. And again, there's no slight on Smash JT. He's playing the game just like everybody else. The difference is now he's fighting a lawsuit. He's got to spend money to fight a lawsuit, right? That's the consequences of going at people. Now, do I think she should have filed a lawsuit? Nah, I don't. I really don't think she should have filed a lawsuit. Do you know why? Because again, she's doing it because in the beginning, she couldn't handle the criticism. She couldn't handle the shit talking. She couldn't stay in the kitchen. It was too hot, right? So what she did was she did a fucking Karen move. She did a bitch move. She went and, tried to fucking get the dude's wife to fucking stop him, which was crazy, right? Which made it worse. If she had just ignored it and kept it moving and not said nothing, I don't think anyone would have really went at her as hard as they did, to be quite honest with you. Because what people like this do is they want the reaction so they can make you content, right? That's what I mean. When I ignored my troll yesterday who came in here and dropped the N-word, right? When I ignored the troll yesterday, normally what those people do when I address them is what they do. You guys have seen it, right? They make other accounts or switch accounts and come back and keep fucking doing it because they want to keep me reacting to it, right? The moment I shut that down and kept it moving and said nothing, wow, no alt accounts coming back into the chat to try to do it again or come back and try to fuck with me and derail the show. Notice how that happened yesterday? That's what you have to do, Alyssa. You have to literally just fucking ignore them. Because the more you feed into it, you're adding fuel to the fire. That fire is going to get big. And now what? Guess what? Now you're having to pay money out of your pocket to file a lawsuit in hopes to win, which, by the way, I hate to break it to Smash. She does have a case. Especially if this cost her job. She has a case. If she could prove damages, she has a case. And she could win. Because that's the whole point of defamation, right? Is damage is done. You have to prove damages. And you have to prove malicious intent. And unfortunately, there is a lot of evidence on social media of there being a little bit of a malicious intention. Like the hashtag and Kotaku. If I was a lawyer, I would look at that and start there. Well, you're sitting here trying to say that you need to end her career. and there's a lot of tweets, like targeted at Melissa. You tagged Alyssa and hashtag and Kotaku could be interpreted as you coming for her job. You know what I'm saying? Like, a good lawyer could really easily get that win for her. But anyways, this reckless and honestly abhorrent act has now put my family directly in harm's way, as she has encouraged others to target me in real life, which she has done. That's true. She did kind of do that. And in fairness, again, both ways. For someone who claims to fear for her own safety, this is some pretty strong hypocrisy at its finest. Not that I'd come to expect anything less from her. It's clear this isn't a lawsuit as much as it was a calculated move to put me and my family in danger. The lawsuit itself is a blatant attempt to silence my work covering the gaming industry and a clear scam of jealousy over my success in covering it. I don't think that's what it is. In fairness, I think it's an attempt to silence you from talking about her, because she can't technically silence you from talking about the gaming industry or covering it. That's not true. That's not a true statement. A defamation lawsuit means you can no longer talk about that person. You can no longer say the shit you were saying about that person. It doesn't even necessarily stop you from talking about that person unless it's part of the agreement you guys have. But like, you can no longer say the things you have been saying, what you're being accused of defaming her with and slandering her with, right? So if you say, for example, I think Frog Tony told me this, right? If you say she's a slut, she sucks dick, and she didn't suck dick, right? Because she's into chicks, right? So if you're saying, yeah, she's a dick sucker, and she's like, that's not even true. I've never sucked a dick a day in my life. I am a full-blown lesbian. That is a fucking lie. That is slander. You were saying that I did something I did not do, right? Now, you can no longer say that about her, right? You can say other things about her if it's factually true, if that's not part of the agreement to not discuss her at all, right? But you can still say, she's a bitch, but you cannot now make the claim that she sucks dick because she's a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really stop you from talking about the gaming industry. It might stop you from talking about Alyssa, but it's not going to stop you from doing that. However, I will say this: if she does win this case, Smash JT, it could cause a ripple effect. I'll say that. It could cause a ripple effect. You have gone after a lot of people in the gaming industry, and it could cause a ripple effect where others will follow suit. That, I will say, could happen. That could potentially happen. Because once these people realize they can win against this lawsuit against you, they're going to start filing lawsuits on a lot of YouTubers. Because, like, in fairness, y'all have definitely profited off of these people. You have 100% profited off these people's names. So you're definitely without question of doubt, probably going to have a bunch of more lawsuits coming. Not just your way, but a lot of y'all YouTubers, the ones that you mess with, Grums, all of them, Among her claims, Alyssa alleged I defamed her by stating, here it is, she sucks dick for money. I mean, that's what I'm saying, bro. Well, I'm pretty sure she's a lesbian. I could be mistaken. Accusing me of making factually false statements with actual malice. Her lawyers argued that the statement constitutes defamation per se under New York law, as it impugns her chastity and implies criminal activity. That's also true, though. That's also true. You can't suck dick for money unless you're a porn star. You can't be a prostitute on these streets. They also attribute her alleged damages, including harm to her professional reputation, loss of economic opportunities, and mental anguish to my coverage. Alyssa, last time I checked, this was from your Twitter account. I sucked. How did you get into the gaming industry? I sucked dick. I mean, again, context matters, Smash JT. Context matters. Without the context context matters. Thank you, Momo, for becoming a member. Appreciate it. She could suck on a strap-on. All right, we're not going to get into like the nitty-gritty, dirty details, guys. Her unhinged accusations don't stop there. Alyssa claims I intentionally inflicted emotional distress by creating a firestorm on the online attention that she says has resulted in daily harassment. She even alleges that I targeted her based on her race, gender, age, and sexual orientation. The lawsuit also asserts that I engaged in torturous interference with her employment, claiming my commentary and promotion of others' critiques had now somehow directly led to her job loss and contract buyout. So here's another thing. Again, I'm not against Smash JT. I'm trying to be fair here with this situation, because again, Smash JT knows I don't like this chick. I'm gonna say it straight up. I do not like Alyssa. right? And I do agree with a lot of things that he says about her, but here's the counter to this, right? Right here where it says, she alleges that I targeted her based on her race, gender, age, and sexual orientation. Smash JT is very open and vocal about his, feelings on transgender people, on women, on people of color, and things of that stuff, and females. He's been very vocal about females. And you can look back before this situation. His thoughts on these things is out there. So it's kind of like, I don't necessarily think you targeted her for her race, but I do feel like because she does, again, I could be mistaken. I think she is a lesbian. I think she's part of the LGBTQ community. But whether it's not so, she is a supporter. She is a female, and you are very anti-woke. Everything that Alyssa Mercante is, she's woke. You're anti-woke. So it is kind of easy to prove that could have contributed to your coverage of her. So I hate to say it, Smash JT, but your case don't look so good. Oh, I 100% agree when it comes to this. Yeah, 100% agree. But I mean, again, no shit, no shots fired at Smash JT. I don't got beef with Smash JT, and I actually don't like Alyssa. But with that said, I have followed Smash JT for a bit. You can see his stances. He's very vocal where he stands, I guess, quote unquote politically. And yeah, Smash JT, you have some tweets out there that could be definitely taken to say, see, he don't like women. See, he has an issue with people of color. See, he has an issue with the LGBTQ community. You do have some tweets that exist like that can actually kind of fall in Alyssa's favor. You know what I'm saying? I just want to put it out there, But the most ludicrous charge is the accusation of terrorism, the term her legal team appears to be using to start some sort of new legal grounds. They're trying to argue that I stoked harassment among my followers with the intent to harm her life and livelihood. The claim is based. I will say that when it comes to that, I kind of agree with Smash JT on this point, okay? Because YouTubers have every right to give their opinion and their thoughts and cover topics. It's freedom of speech, right? And Smash JT, you can consider it journalistic, right? He's covering news, right? And he's putting his personal opinions on it, okay? He has a right to do that. That's the thing. There are so many people who will cry harassment, bullying, cyberbullying because we're talking about you, right? I'm a content creator. Everyone thought that I was bullying and harassing Andy Signore and I was stalking him or whatever because I was just talking about him on a daily basis. It was content. It was coverage. I was covering news basically, right? So I don't think that it's fair to say that someone's a terrorist, because if that's the case, everybody on this fucking platform who has ever talked about anyone else on this fucking platform is a goddamn terrorist. Okay, that is not fair to say. That is not something that I don't think she has a case there. I would be shocked if they won for that specific charge of terrorism, bro. Like, people talk, like what Alyssa did was the same thing. This is what I'm saying. Alyssa took it a step farther. She contacted Smash JT's wife. Okay, put his wife in harm's way. Could have got his wife harassed by a bunch of strangers, and she had no stake in this entire situation. She was an innocent bystander. So at the end of the day, I don't agree with this terrorism charge or claim, because that's fucking bullshit. Alyssa, you needed to just shut the fuck up. And I know when people say, like, well, why do I have to shut the fuck up? They don't. I hate that argument. It's called be the bigger person. Be the bigger person. Why is that so hard for people to do? Be the bigger person. Be the adult in the situation. Especially when it comes to YouTube content creators. They make money off of that stuff. If you don't give them anything to talk about, they have nothing. They might try, you put out a tweet, not say anything, they'll make a video about it. It's annoying. I get it. I've been there. I'm a nobody compared to Alyssa. I'm literally a nobody, right? And I still had people making videos about me on a daily basis. I had people try to dox me and everything, and guess where they are now? They're gone. You know why? I stopped giving them attention. I stopped acknowledging them. They get bored, they find a new target. You know what I'm saying? If you have a target on your back, the best thing to do is get out of that line of fire, And by doing that is sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up, let these people say what they gotta say, and keep it moving. Focus on you. Focus on doing your thing. Don't worry about what these people are saying. I spent too many years doing that. And it helped me grow my channel. Sure, it helped me grow my platform because I made content. They made content out of me. I made content out of them. It went both ways. But at some point, it has to end, right? And how does it end? One of y'all has to stop. And it's usually the person who originally is the target of the attack that needs to stop, because then the people get bored. Well, they're not reacting anymore. And you have to look at these people like fucking children. Children will poke until you give them attention, right? Like Stewie from Family Guy. Mom, mommy, mama, ma, right? You stop giving them attention, they fuck off and go away. I don't care if me and Smash is around. I'm not being sued. I don't give a fuck. I'm just mostly talking about the fact that I think that when it comes down to this whole, they enticed harassment, and both parties did it. I watched it. Both parties did it. Alyssa did it to Smash JT. Smash JT did it to Alyssa. They both did it to each other, and Melissa's suing for it. That's crazy to me. That is very crazy to me. So here's parts of it, right? Smash JT has declared Kotaku to be everything wrong with the video game industry. In fact, Smash JT created a petition at change.org to have Kotaku shut down, stating, "We demand accountability from Kotaku," and exhorting his views to join the movement to uphold standards we as a community deserve in the video game industry. Which again is not wrong. You have every right to protest and make demands. I'm not saying it's not. I just think it's not a fucking. I just don't think that it's true, because both of them have done it to each other. That's what I'm saying. I get what it means. I'm just saying that, like, it's still stupid because they both did it. They both did it. Smash AT should go after Billy Mitchell next. Oh man. Let's not mince words here. This lawsuit is a desperate vindicative move by Mercante to silence criticism, intimidate me into submission, also to try to hurt me and my family in any way she can, because she is and always has been, in my humble opinion, a complete failure at life. It's completely. Now, you know what I'm just realizing that I should have pointed out? The fact that he got a lawsuit and he wrote this after he had a lawsuit coming his way, like the lawsuit was filed. Did your lawyer tell you that this probably wasn't a smart idea? You know what I'm saying? Is this? I don't know, Tony, since you're smart with these things, do you think that him writing this article after he was issued a lawsuit was probably not the smartest thing to do? Like, I don't know why people, when they get sued, don't know that they just need to shut up. Like, talk about it, but don't talk about it. Listen, I can't talk about it because there's a lawsuit going on. It's ongoing now. Why are we having more evidence put up there to stack against it? No lawyer actually approved it. Ron Coleman okayed it. I'm just his lawyer actually approved it. But that's what I'm saying. I would not have wrote that. That's crazy. Because to me, I'm just like, why even continue doing it? Why would his lawyer approve that? I'm just scratching my head. Why would a lawyer tell him he could write that? Listen, listen. If I was a lawyer, I would just tell my client, don't say anything. If you're gonna say anything, just keep it short and vague. I all these accusations, I deny guilt, and I cannot talk right now. Ray messaged me after this is extremely important. Someone is accusing of doing Toonzilla. What? Unless it's me that I'm being accused, I just don't care. I don't care. I don't have Twitter anymore. And I just got back on Discord with a new name, and I just don't care about that stuff. Yeah, well, I think that I'm pretty sure that that's not gonna happen. But I think this is kind of crazy. The lawyers, by the way, they don't bring their best. See, this is what I'm saying. Like this right here. Like, come on now, this is crazy. Adding insult to injury, I now face a financial burden of defending myself. Unfortunately, funds from the GoFundMe I'd previously informed you guys that would be going to cancer research will now instead have to be redirected to cover legal expenses. I mean, I ain't mad at that. I get it. This is honestly a heartbreaking diversion of resources that could have gone to actual worthy cause, all because she has no idea how to take an L in life and generally said, man, he really beating hard on that. Feel sorry for me, guys. Like I had to take the cancer fund. I had to take the cancer fund. And you take it for my legal fees. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Guys, I had to take the money for the kids with cancer for the lawsuit now. She took the money from the kids. Oh man. I'm sorry to laugh. It's just these situations are always so funny to me. They're always so funny to me because, like, every time it's involving a YouTuber having opinion about somebody and then it blows up and it gets some attention and then they grift on it. And then somebody's like, you know what? I can't have that. I got to shut you up. And they file a lawsuit to silence you. It's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. Like, I'm sorry, but like, being on the internet for as long as I have, I'm just so tired of everybody complaining, crying foul, cry bullying. It's so fucking annoying. It really is. Like, again, I'm not defending either one of them. I think that this is just a stupid lawsuit. I think that it's so dumb. Yes, I will not silence this man. Like I said, if she lost her job because of it, then yeah, she has a case, and I think she should sue, sure. But as far as some of the stuff that she's going after him for, I'm just sitting here kind of like, but she did the same thing. I saw it. I saw the same type of tactics. It's like I talk about that, the quote SJW tactics. Anti-SJW and SJWs do the same shit to each other. The difference is one party thinks they're in the right over the other. That's it. They do the same shit to each other. The difference is if she lost her job for it, yes, I agree. She should file a lawsuit for damages. She probably will win because she could prove it. But my thing is, like, I just am over it. Here's the thing. You sit there and say, I don't understand. I'm just tired of all these fucking people bitching and moaning about fucking video games. They don't have enough of this. They have too much of that. I'm tired of it, Tony. It's all just fucking dumb. And it's all just pretty much just people profiting off shit. I don't know why we have to have these same discussions all the time about fucking video games and entertainment having too much gay, or there's not enough gay. Why is there not enough black people? Why are there too many black people? Why the fuck is that the focus of entertainment these days? And again, people fucking just want to profit off of the fucking drama, right? Of that. If I'm going to profit off drama, I'm going to talk about the actual drama. That's where it started with me with the Intellivision Miko. I mainly cared about the fucking drama. I really did. The drama was what was more interesting in me, because for me, I didn't understand why there was so much hate for somebody trying to make a video game console. Whether I agreed with people that it was going to be successful or not, I wanted to see if it was. I hoped it was going to be successful because I wanted that to be a big middle finger to the people who were shitting on it. Because I feel like people spend too much time bitching and moaning and complaining about shit before shit even has a chance to speak for itself. It's frustrating. And then with this situation, what got me to be like, yo, what is the problem? Is somebody going out of their way to contact somebody's fucking spouse because the person was talking about them too much. And I'm just sitting here like, are y'all new to the internet? Are y'all new to the internet? If y'all can't take the heat, stay out of the fucking kitchen. It's that simple. So that's why, like, I get what you're saying. Like, you don't understand. It's more deep than that. And Smash did this and Smash did that. I saw what happened publicly between Smash and Alyssa. It was very public. And from my point of view, both parties were doing the same fucking shit to each other. The difference for me really was, in the beginning, Smash JT took the shots. He did, but that's his right. Just like Tony, you have the right to go at Eric July and criticize him and talk about his fucking comic book, whether it sucked or didn't suck or how he's this and that. You guys all have the rights to do that. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm probably sure I missed a lot, Tony. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of shit that happened back and forth, sure, but Melissa might have got doxxed or people were harassing, whatever. this lawsuit to me is childish. Unless somebody actually got fucking hurt, I think it's just fuck. A defamation lawsuit always pisses me off. It really does. Tony, your facts aren't going to change my mind. I'll tell you that right now. Your facts aren't going to change my mind. Because I think this shit is just fucking crazy. When this whole thing started, they were both doing shit to each other. She contacted his wife. Like, I just think this thing is so fucking dumb. It's so dumb. Fact is, it's dumb. But in hindsight, my fourth eye is telling me that I feel like he might actually lose the case. So I'm not gonna lie, he might actually lose the case because there are some things in this that I read where I'm like, yeah, but you kind of did do that. You kind of did do that. You kind of did do that. You know, but I just, oh man. Tony, you can come on now if you want. You could bring the facts so I can tell you I still don't care. If you want to educate everybody else. Because for me, I'm kind of just looking at this like, this is just, baby, shush. Can you shush? Why are you barking? Shut your face. Thank you, Momoon, for the 99 cents. So can you stop? Ma'am. Yeah, I know, but can you stop? Why are you barking? Why are you woofing? Hi, can you stop? Can you stop? Can you get off my phone? Can you stop? I would like you to stop. Thank you. She's woofing. I don't know what she's woofing at. Oh, Tony, you know you can like literally put yourself on the stream.
It's rude if I just pop myself on the stream.
Hi, Isaac. No,
welcome back to YouTube.
Thank you.
Oh, man, it's fantastic. How you doing today? How's it going?
It's good. It's not bad. Babe, my dog's barking, but it's good. Yeah, baby wants Tony. Yeah, my dog apparently will watch you. Tony will watch you. Tony always does. Anytime I talk about a situation that Tony's more privy to, he always has to come on here and make sure that I talk about every little detail. And sometimes, like,
well, these are little details. These are these are major details. Which again, it's not. I'm not here to like, hey, Saggy, you got to agree with me. I'm just saying, like, your opinion is based on incomplete information.
Okay,
right?
Hit me with it. I want a speed run because otherwise we're gonna be here for hours. So give me one thing I missed that's important.
Alyssa Mercante filed a cease and desist before she filed the lawsuit, in which she gave Smash clear instruction as to what she needed him to do so she would not sue him. And he ignored it and continued to do the thing that she asked him not to do, which was to accuse her of being a hooker. He literally has accused Alyssa Mercante of being a prostitute, which is one of the things that she's suing him over. That's the defamation. I mean, in fairness, though. In fairness, I've seen some of the shit she said. She definitely made implications that she was selling that, spreading for bread, though. In fairness. No, she was a sex worker. That's 100% true. But so in New York, obviously prostitution is illegal. Having sex for money, literally having sex for money, is a crime. She has never done this crime. Smash has accused her of doing this crime, right? You could say, hey, she does OnlyFans.
Wait, when you say she said, wait, hold on. She's a sex worker. Was she having sex for money?
No.
On OnlyFans?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
That's what I'm saying. So Smash would be like, no, she had sex for money and she was, using her body for cash and stuff like that. And she's like, dude, like, I didn't. And she repeatedly said, I did not do these things that you're accusing me of. Could you please stop? Right? And he refused. And then she sent him a cease and desist. And he refused that. And that's why she ended up suing him. Now, all the other stuff in the lawsuit is, a lot of it is fluff, right? Admittedly, that you just put in there to like.
So why shouldn't she just sue him for that one thing then? I'm just so confused.
She did.
Those
are the two.
I'm saying, but let me ask though. Did she actually? What was I thinking? Oh shit! I literally lost my train of thought because I saw Gen X Gamer in the chat. Hello, Gen X Gamer. Thank you. Appreciate you.
What's up,
hopefully all is well. Hopefully all is well. I need to have you hit me up on like Instagram or something so I can see the little one. Who's probably not even so little anymore. But anyways, shit. What was I going to say? Okay, you mentioned that she's
sex for money.
Sex for money. Damn. Fuck. I lost my train of thought. Shit. I got distracted. Just go on. I'm sure it'll come to me.
All right. So she's suing them for two main things. Okay. Like I said, everything else is kind of fluff. So she's suing them for the defamation of calling her a prostitute, which in New York, defamation per se does not require damages. So all she has to do is prove that Smash said the things. Because if you get accused of a crime, right, that's defamation.
I remember. Hold on, before I lose again. What I was gonna say is, why did she leave Kotaku? Was it because of that specific comment?
No, she left Kotaku, and it's in the lawsuit. So what happened was she ended up going on a stream with Hassan Piker, okay, and so Smash and all of his guys contacted Kotaku directly to say that she was supporting terrorists, and so Kotaku asked her to step down. Basically, she quit, but it was one of those like, you need to quit. Like, we're gonna let you save face by quitting, so we don't fire you type situation.
Oof. Well, that's why
that's
I said
the other thing
but that's the thing I said. Regardless of knowing all the more details, I still said that she was probably gonna lose the case. Just from the stuff I read here, I already could tell. Like, there's a lot of proof of some of the things he was talking about in his article that he definitely did. So that's why I was like
I said, it only comes down to those two things, really. She just has to prove that he knowingly called her a hooker, right? Because again, she doesn't need to show any damages. It's defamation per se. That means if you get accused of a crime, you didn't commit that crime. Doesn't matter if you lose a job or not. Doesn't matter if you lost any money. You got accused of a crime, you didn't commit it. That's defamation per se. They owe you damages, automatic.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
So all she has to, and he did it. So there's no going around it. He's trying to do what you said, because she made a tweet. So there's a tweet, right, where someone said, "How did you get into games journalism? You suck, right? You're a terrible journalist. How did you get in?" And she said, "I suck dick," right? That was what she said. Smash has used that tweet as the basis for his "you suck dick for money," right?
And that's why I'm sitting here like, why does this lawyer okay him writing this article? Because like
because they think he's going to get thrown out for jurisdiction.
Yeah, that's dumb. He has a bad lawyer.
No, Ron Coleman's a really good lawyer. There's actually a good. I hate Smash. We all know this, right? I fucking hate Smash. I don't have any love for Alyssa, but I 100% want this case thrown out for jurisdiction. 100%.
Right, but my thing is,
if it isn't thrown out, Saggy, there's the implications. If this does not get thrown out, the implications of this case are going to be fucking monumental. Okay.
No. The reason why I say it's a bad lawyer move, right, and why I said he was a bad lawyer is because, like, I remember a defamation lawsuit similar to this one, right, and that was the issue, the jurisdiction, right, because the person was suing Ethan Van Sciver, and Ethan Van Sciver is in another state. The other two people are in other states as well. So he had, I'm saying the jurisdiction was a huge thing too, but like. They thought the same thing. They all thought the same thing. Oh, it'll get thrown out because of jurisdiction. Boom, boom, boom. But however, like, yeah, they move forward.
It did get thrown out though.
Right, but I mean, my point is, like, they still proceeded with at least one of them, right? So it's like, even though, yeah, jurisdiction can be a cause of it, and they usually bank on that, it's not a guarantee though.
But in this case, it's different.
I would never say it was guaranteed.
See, that's why this case is funny, because it's different. And,
right, but it's not. Nothing is ever.
No. It's Saggy. Trust me, when I explain it, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, it's bullshit." But as far as I see, someone in the comment said that they got to prove it. He knew it wasn't true. She literally sent him a C&D and said, "It's not true. I am telling you, it's not true." Smash also, because it's in the lawsuit. So Smash kept saying that he had proof of what he was saying, right? That he was going to provide this proof of these things that he was claiming, right? That he never actually provided. So basically she's saying he knew he was lying. He was using this I have proof to pretend like it wasn't a lie, and never provided proof, because there is no proof. There couldn't be any proof, because it is in fact a lie. 100% Smash.
The thing that's confusing, but the thing that's confusing with me, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? So like when it comes to these things, these opinions, like, so for example, say I saw the suck dick comment and knew she was a former sex worker, and she was responding to somebody saying, "Hey, how did you get in the industry? I suck dick," which could be implied as well. I got in the business and I got paid for sucking it. You explained it to me earlier, like the whole, it could be interpreted as this, right?
Yeah.
So that's the person's interpretation. Now, for me, my defense would be, if this was me, I'd been like, listen, I based it on her response here and her public.
Well, that's what he's doing.
Right, but that's what I mean. That's where it's always fucking weird, right?
But it doesn't hold up, because here's the thing, right? Okay, so let's say I made a statement. Hey, how did I get into YouTube? Well, I sucked dick to get into YouTube, right? And then you said that Tony sucked
Which I
dick
did.
for money, right? So then I
Which you
sue
did.
you.
Which
Yeah,
you did.
right. So then I sue you, right? Then you could 100% use my statements as basis for why you were led to this belief, right? However, in this case, Alyssa repeatedly reached out to Smash to tell him specifically that she did not suck dick for money. Then she sent him a cease and desist letter with the same statement saying, I do not suck dick for money. Stop
But
saying I
she
suck dick for
could
money.
be lying about not sucking dick for money.
No, but do you have proof of it? Now, so your basis was her word, right? That was what you were banking on. She made a tweet saying this. She has now clarified the tweet for you. She has told you this tweet did not mean what you thought it. I see how you could have
How do you
interpreted it a certain way.
prove you
I'm
didn't
telling you,
Tony,
you can't prove a
how do you
negative.
prove right? How do you
You
prove
can't.
somebody sucked a dick or not? Like for Christ's sakes, I could be sucking dick right now, and as long as you
How
guys
could
don't
you
hear the
prove? Well,
slurping, as long as you guys don't hear evidence that I'm sucking dick right now, you do not have any proof that I did or did not suck a dick while I was talking to you. The only thing you
this
can
is
say, I
true,
could
but
be,
it's not a
I could be
crime.
really good. I could be. I mean, it could be if I'm getting paid to suck dick right now.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing though, Sag. It doesn't matter whether you could prove it or not. You made an accusation. The burden of proof is on you. Smash made the accusation. The burden of proof is on him. He has to prove it. He claimed he had evidence of this proof, which he has never provided. So
Hold on,
clearly
hold on.
he
I
doesn't
got
have
you.
evidence.
Hold on, I got you. Hold on, ready? Listen. Right? So for all you know, now Tony and everybody who just heard that's gonna be like, yo, Faggy was sucking dick on stream. Right? I'll be like, nah, I was just drinking a soda. I wasn't, there was no peen, there was the straw was the object in my mouth. What do you mean? That's what you heard, right? And now you can't prove whether by any means that you cannot prove if I was actually sucking a straw.
So if I make the accusation now and you sue me, you would win. Because
But
I make
see,
it. If
that's
you make
why
an
it's
accusation,
so weird. Because like
it's not
you
weird.
don't know.
No,
You don't
this
know
is the
if
legal
I'm
system.
sucking.
Doesn't matter, Saggy. You're not listening. When you accuse somebody of something, you have to have proof. That you can't just, you know what? Because what you're saying is, I could just go around accusing people of things, right, and then get away with it because, well, it doesn't matter. You can't prove that I was wrong. Saggy, you embezzled a bunch of money. In fact, you stole all the $17 million from the Amico. You stole it. You have it in your bank account.
I did. Yeah, I did. I 100% did.
No, I got you. Now you've admitted. See, you're just like, well, you can't prove I didn't, so it doesn't matter. That's not legal. Like legally, you can't make an accusation against somebody without evidence.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm literally just making comedy of it for the record. I'm being funny. So like I'm not saying you're not.
Oh,
right.
you were trying to be funny.
What do you mean? I'm hilarious. I was sucking on my straw.
So that's what the like I said, that's the main point of contention here. All the other stuff is fluff and everything. And then as far as the Kotaku thing, right, losing her job, that would be the tortious interference, right? Because she lost her job because of Smash. So
yeah,
that's why
it's kind of like crazy.
Well, that's why the stochastic terrorism is in there because do you know what that is?
No, you told me in the chat.
No, I said that you didn't know what it was, but I'm asking you. You're making claims about it. I'm asking if you know what it is.
I'm sucking my straw. Tell me. Tell the audience for those who don't know.
Stochastic terrorism would be not your actions, but rather you directing other people to do things. Okay, so like if I was like Saggy's terrible, and you know what we do with the terrible people? We harass them at their work. Right now, I've not harassed Saggy at her work. I've not directly told you to harass Saggy at her work, but I've told you two things which would lead you to the reasonable conclusion that I want you to harass Saggy at her work. Smash JT made a website called Kotaku Detected, which he listed everybody who worked at Kotaku and every one of their friends and every one of their acquaintances in any industry near or around gaming and told them we have to make sure these people never work in the games industry again. Now, so you can see how a reasonable person might go, well, Alyssa's name is on that list. Smash says that those people shouldn't work in gaming.
They made it happen.
And they did make it happen, and she lost her job.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, I think when it comes to defamation lawsuits, I sometimes say, because like, I would say that it's probably not the first time in Alyssa's career that she's been called a hooker, right? I think the issue is because it was Smash JT, who she had some serious issues with, right? And then on top of that, the Hassan Piker, she got fired from a job thing. I get that. I still think that initially, because she's been threatening to sue even before that happened. She's been threatening to file a lawsuit against her for the longest time.
That's why she got the sent to C&D. That's why.
Even before that, though, even before the
that's what I'm saying. Like she was threatening, and then she sent to C&D, and then she eventually
but she was like, "Look, I'm going to sue you guys." But she threatened before the hooker comment. But that's what I'm saying.
No, the hooker comment's been he's been calling her a hooker for a long time, Saggy.
No, I'm saying, no, I get what you're saying. I know he has, but I'm saying before, when this just started, she was always.
Yeah, he had called her a hooker when it just started.
No,
that's how he blew up.
This is before. Yeah. This is
no,
before.
There's no before.
I saw it, Tony. I saw it on Twitter. She threatened to sue. She threatened to sue a lot of people. She always, and that's the thing. She has been.
No, she's trying to fight people.
Well, that too. But she also did say that she was going to sue before the hooker comment came out as well. I remember seeing that. And then it got more aggressive when the hooker comment came out. I do remember seeing that too. I just didn't know the cease and desist was for that specific comment. I thought she was talking about, because on Twitter she was talking about everything, like all the stuff that he mentioned in the article. So she was saying about all the stuff. That's why I'm like, I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that she was also threatening that before.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like before the lawsuit even was filed, she sent that C&D and everything, and Smash disregarded it and stuff. Again, it says in the lawsuit, she's like, Smash was saying a bunch of shit that he was legally, I didn't like it, but he's legally allowed to say it. Then he crossed over into the not legal territory, and that's why we find ourselves in court. So the jurisdiction is where she's going to fail, I think, and I hope. She's saying, so she's making the claim that because Smash went on Hypnotic stream and Hypnotic is in New York, that therefore Smash would fall under New York jurisdiction. And that's
not how it works, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, no, that can't work like that. That would open up so many legal.
Wouldn't that have to? She'd have to file against Hypnotic.
Well, that would be a separate lawsuit.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's how it works. Again, I have basic law. I have basic law knowledge, but I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, because you have to go by the person's jurisdiction, because you have to file in that person's state. So you'd have to find a lawyer in that state that has jurisdiction to file. From what I understood based on previous lawsuits that I've covered and know about, is you'd have to file under their jurisdiction, not your own.
Yeah. Well, she's also further claiming, because Kotaku is based in New York, and that's where her job was, that's why it should apply to that jurisdiction. And then the third reasoning for jurisdiction is Smash uses a website that is run by Wix. Wix is the company behind that. You know what Wix is, right?
Yeah.
The website builder. So they're based in New York, and they say that if there's a if you sue Wix, right, if you're using the website and they something fucks up and you want to sue them because they didn't give you your money or something, right? You agree by using their site that you would sue them in New York, that New York would have jurisdiction over you, right? So she's trying to use that as well. If he agreed that if he was going to sue Wix, it would be New York, and because he got paid to write articles about me and on his website, therefore 1 + 1 = New York jurisdiction. And again, I hope this does not fucking go through, because the can of worms that this will open up. I was joking the other day. I was like, well, then if that's the case, right, I could just open up a server in international waters, and I could just do whatever I want. I could just have snuff videos and stuff on my website, because, well, my server's in international waters. You can't arrest me, right? Nothing I'm doing is illegal because of where that's not how it works. I swear to God, I hope it doesn't.
Do they have any Kotaku employees that are on that list that are in his jurisdiction? Because that would have been my move, would be like, hey, you should probably file a lawsuit, and I can hop on that. CNDs are not legally binding.
They're not, but again, she's just using that as the basis for, you see, I sent him this thing. I was informing him. I gave him the information he needed in order for him to know that I'm not a hooker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, defamation is all based on 3 factors: whether you have damages, right? monetary damages, whether what you're saying is true or not, and whether you knew it was true or not when you said it. So malice, essentially, right? Because I could 100% go, well,
Oh, that's
Saggy
wild.
eats worms, right? And you go, well, Saggy didn't lose any money, so it's okay. I said that, right? And you go, let's say she did lose money, right? She lost her job because they said she ate worms. They go, well, I actually believe that because I'm just fucking nuts. They go, well, he's just crazy. It's not defamation. He's just an idiot, right? He didn't know any better, so I get away with it.
See, the thing with that is like the issue I have with defamation lawsuits is like people mainly do it to people who have big like platforms, right? And I do feel like it's a way of trying to silence people. Because like I said, I guarantee you it's not the first time Alyssa has had people on social media say that maybe even before Smash JT even knew she existed. Like women online, especially women with platforms, definitely get those comments all the time. So that's why I'm just like, but she ain't filing lawsuits on everybody. She's just filing lawsuits on the bigger content creator. But she lost her job, so that also makes sense.
Saggy, what did we just discuss? We just discussed.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No. Forget losing the job. We just discussed 3 things you need in order to qualify for defamation, right? What was the first thing I said? Financial damages, Saggy.
Yes, I know. Financial damages.
Okay, so if a crazy guy, if you're walking down the street and a crazy guy with no pants on and his boot on his head is calling you a hooker, do you think anyone's going to believe that? No one reasonably would believe a crazy person calling you a hooker, right? So there'd be no damages. That's why someone with a small, like I have 3 followers on Twitter and I go, you're a fucking hooker and I seen you in the alley sucking dick for cash. Like even if I'm lying and even if what I'm saying is untrue, her suing me, the judge would go, well, this guy clearly can't hurt you. Like you're way bigger than him. He doesn't have any audience to cause you any sort of financial hardship, right? Now, Smash having a bigger audience, like the bigger audience you have, that's why you have a more of a legal responsibility into what you say, right? Because you have a bigger audience. Now your word reaches more people, and so what you say carries weight. And therefore, if you say things that are legally sketch, it's a lot easier to get you, right?
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why Andy Signor could never sue me.
No, he could. We'd just get away with it.
Oh, he would. But yeah, he would. Well, that's why I knew he wasn't going to, because he probably knew that it would have cost him. I mean, he said it straight up. It would have cost him money that he didn't want to spend. And I was like, well, then clearly you don't care that much about what I'm saying then, because it's not really affecting you. He only would.
If I had fuck you money, I would sue you. If I had fuck you money, I would sue you, even though I wouldn't win, just because I know it would cost you a little bit of money, right? Like the $4,000 that I pay to sue you, I lose, but the $4,000 you pay to defend yourself is going to hurt you, and I would do it just maliciously.
Oh, I'd just file for bankruptcy. I'd say fuck you.
Well, either way, but making you file for bankruptcy still would make me feel good.
I wouldn't give a fuck. Okay, I filed for bankruptcy. You don't know my credit score. My credit score is already doo-doo. I don't give a fuck.
Bankruptcy made it better.
Yeah, bankruptcy just kind of put the nail in the coffin that was already heading that way. I don't give a shit. I would just file for bankruptcy or hit you with an anti-slap. I don't give a shit. I wasn't worried because, again, I know when it comes to defamation, like that's why I said I'm pretty sure he would lose, especially if they get over the jurisdiction thing. That's why I said he would definitely lose, because there's a lot of things in this article he even wrote that I saw that I can honestly say, yeah, I can see them finding that, being like, this is why this is true. You did do that. But overall, I'm kind of just like, I still think it's kind of just like dumb, because like Alyssa, I'm sorry, Alyssa kind of did do this to herself, bro. She really did.
I'm not saying she's not a cunt. She's a horrible person. I don't.
Oh, she really is, and that's why in my head I'm like, she did this to herself. That's why I think it's stupid. She did it to herself, because the moment Smash started doing this, I understand a little bit from her perspective, but like at that point, you can't feed the mob. You can't feed the trolls. You just gotta let them do their thing until they get bored and move on. And because she kept responding, because she kept being aggressive, because she contacted his wife, she just gave him so much more ammunition. I mean, yeah, you think it's funny because you don't care. I hate that shit. I will always stand on that. I hate that shit.
Look, I will say this, right? It all depends on what. Like, if she contacted Smash's wife and was like sending her pictures going, I'm fucking your husband, to get the, to make them get divorced or something, then I'd be like, yeah, that's fucked up. If she was sending like gore pictures or like dicks or something, like sexually harassing his wife, like if she was doing something out of pocket, I'd be like, yeah, that's terrible. But she just went, "Hey, do you know what your husband's up to?" And then just listed all the things he did. I don't think that's really out of pocket. I just think that's like, well, clearly your wife should know what you're doing online. If she doesn't, you know, it'd be like if you called my mom, what do you do? Like, hey, Tony's from Tony's mom. You know what he says online? She'd be like, hey, he says the same crazy shit offline. It's like, yeah, I already knew those things.
Yeah, I still don't like that shit. I think that people's family should be left out of all online issues. But like I said, she did it to herself. She kind of, again, I don't even feel bad saying it. It's kind of just like, you know, when I'm a nobody on this platform, when I'm a nobody on this platform, I had harassment. And what I did, I just monetized it. I used it to make money.
Well, that's what she tried to. She did too. But I mean,
right, and it didn't really work for her because there was more people that hated her than liked her. But it's like she did the same thing that he did. She would, you know, push back, you know, send her people at him, and it would just go back and forth until, you know.
I don't
No,
think
she did, bro.
She didn't send her people after him.
She
I'm gonna
did.
push back on that.
She definitely did. Yeah,
No.
okay. She definitely did, bro. She played all these. She played the card that they always do, which is, oh, look at these guys. They're always attacking the women, and she played the card because I saw it. And
I didn't say she did it, but again, there's a line, right? There's a fine line. If I go, oh my god, guys, look at. If I go, oh my god, guys, look at all these people fucking with me. I think that's completely different from, hey, look at these people fucking with me. Go fuck back with them, right? Smash literally went, look at these guys fucking with your games. Go fuck back with them, right? Alyssa just went, guys, people are fucking with me and it sucks. Give me money. So I don't.
Right.
She didn't
nah, but the thing is, it got worse when she went after the wife, though. Like at I watched.
But she did that. You said no. We're not talking about what she. You said she said people. No. You said she said people. That's what we're litigating right now.
Tit for tat me. Don't tit for tat me, because again, they both did the same fucking shit to each other, bro. And she's like, all these YouTubers, and then she did. She was threatening to fucking sue them, and she was she was enticing them off. She was liking the comments.
What did she tell them?
Yo,
now we're liking comments.
She was doing the same thing, retweeting them, all that same shit, the same shit they all.
That's not what I'm not. But I'm not arguing that. See, you're litigating what I'm not. I said Smash JT had a website in which he literally said, "These are the targets. We need to get them out of gaming." Show me the equivalent on Alyssa's side. Does she have a website called Anti-Grifter Detected? Does she have like, here's the list, here's the Alyssa Mercante enemy list? Like, then that would be a thing.
No, she did. She did. You did. She did. She had a list of all the YouTubers that were covering her and put it out there for everyone. And she kind of did the same thing. She did the same thing on her platform. Yes, she did. She did. She had a whole list because Smash pointed it out. She had a whole list of
she had a list of people that she put inside the fucking lawsuit. She didn't make a list.
She did. She made a list. She posted it on social media. She did. She made a list of all the content creators.
And then she said, go attack them.
Of course, she's not going to say directly go attack them. But hold on,
Smash directly said, go attack these people.
Hold on. Let me find it. It's actually on here.
Oh, shit. That's right.
This is what I'm saying. This is the thing, though. They did the same thing. Hold on. Let me see. He has a lot of
breaking English, I promise. Like I said, they're both scummy people. I just think that in this instance, she's suing him. He didn't sue her, right? So
she also threatened violence on people too. Like, let's keep it real. She threatened to fight people.
I threaten violence on people all the time, though.
She's gonna fight. She's gonna fight Veradark and all that shit. That was a whole thing.
I think Vera would have got an ass whoop. No, you're gonna.
Excuse me. I don't even care to mute my mic because I'm typing. But no, she made a list too. They did this, like I said, they did similar things to each other.
Okay, well then Smash should have sued her. Why didn't Smash sue her?
I would say honestly, I agree. I honestly agree. I think if anything, he should have filed a lawsuit against her before she did it to him, to be honest with you. Oh, here it is right here. Alyssa put me on her list. Hold on.
I mean, if the wife thing was so egregious, why didn't he sue after that?
I know. I agree with you. I agree.
Joseph says the question to the court is not who also did bad things. The question is whether or not Smash published something unlawful.
Oh, wait, hold on.
They did the same thing, but you're just lasering on her more than JT.
No, I said both of them, bro. Literally this whole
I'm
stream,
just-
I said both of them are dumb. But I was just pointing out because Tony was saying, well, Smash JT did this and this. Where did she do that? And I'm saying this is where she did it. So don't fucking twist my words, Mo Moon. I'll friggin' cyber punch you right in your gallbladder. So right here,
threatening violence.
100%. Alyssa, hypocrisy exposed, controversial list of YouTuber videos. So, like, yeah, she did make a list herself right here. This is an incomplete collation of YouTube videos about me and the creators that make them. I'm not watching these because I'm sure they would cause irreparable psychic damage, but this is just something you all should see.
Okay, so
You know
where is it? Where she's saying go fuck with these people,
bro?
No, that's a very legally that is a very distinct thing. Smash legally said these people do not belong in games journalism. We need to get them out.
And she has also made comments.
She's not saying that. She didn't say these people. She didn't say these people need to be off of YouTube.
I'm not saying this one. No. She did. She has made those tweets. I'd have to
go
back and find them. I'll have to go back and find them. But listen, this right here, I get what you're saying. But when you're saying that, oh well, she never made a list, and I'm showing you she did make a list.
No, I said she. You're cutting off. I didn't say she never made a list. I didn't say she never made a list, period. I said she never made a list and pointed people to fuck with those people.
My thing is, right, is like your whole thing is when you have a big platform, right, you have a responsibility, right?
Right.
So when it comes to these things, please stop acting like these people don't know damn well what they're doing. You can sit here and say,
she knows what she's doing. I agree. Right. That's why she didn't say the thing. That's why she didn't do the thing, Saggy.
As far as law is concerned, yes, she didn't directly say it. So that's
all that matters.
Right. But I'm saying I'm going for like the moral standpoint versus the legal right now. Legally, you are correct. Morally, let's not act like she is not here with her platform. All of her tweets responding to all this is not also doing the similar thing. Like Smash was more direct with it, right? That's the difference. Smash JT was more direct with it. But that's what I'm saying is like, that's why I say they both are doing the same thing. It's just different.
Pause for a second. Pause. Okay, so you're saying that her making a list of all these videos is a moral bad, okay? Now, what about the videos? No, hold on. What about the videos themselves? Wouldn't the moral bad have started with the videos? If the videos goes, Alyssa Mercante is a fucking horrible cunt, isn't that something she should point out? Like, hey guys, look at they're making horrible videos about me. These are not like Alyssa Mercante, the angel of Kotaku. Like it was like, oh, Alyssa Mercante said this. No, look at the titles of the videos. Look at the thumbnails. These are not all just innocuous videos going, this is a thing that happened. Let's talk about it, right? This is where people fuck up when they put like if you said, hey, Andy Signor got caught texting a chick, right? That's a lot different from this fucking bastard Andy Signor caught fucking around again, right? Like there's levels to this, especially legally, right? And see, this isn't her putting this. This is someone else putting this.
Sorry, I'm looking at lists. I'm like, all these lists. Oh my god, Ryan Roger got on a list. Good for Ryan Roger.
Because he's on he hangs around with Hypnotic. He's always on Hypnotic stream.
I love Ryan. We love Ryan over here.
I don't really like Ryan too much.
Really? How?
He's a little racial.
I still love Ryan. I love Ryan.
I'm okay with people being racial. It's just like he's racial, but then like he blows it off like, no, I'm not. Like, no, clearly you are. Like, just fucking admit it, right? Like, he'd be like, no, that's just the way I am. Like, no, Ryan, clearly you have feelings of a certain predilection, right?
But see, this list right here, all of these people are pretty much the same when it comes to these like racial debates, like gaming and entertainment shit. It's all the same to me.
Slotham's on the list. Look at Slotham.
Oh shit, Sloth is on the list. Oh shit, Sloth is on this list. I'm not
saying you've heard Slotham videos before. You know that his video is not some like really nice milk toast, on the fence type of content.
Right. Oh, John De La Rose is here.
John De La Rose, he's at least sneaky. You go, yeah, well, he's going to say some stuff, but he's going to say it in a way that it is sneaky. Slotham, on the other hand, he's slinging mud hard as fuck.
That's
like even Vera's like really milk toast when it comes to her stuff. Like she'd be like, she did this thing and just read it and like, I don't like it, I disagree. Right. But like some of these other people, like Cinder Shadow, he's another one who's probably not he's like he's pretty low on the totem pole and he doesn't really sling mud.
Right. Joseph, that's where I'm at with this. Like, I get what Tony's saying, but at the same time, like, yo, I watched this when it happened, and I just saw two people just going back and forth. I called out Melissa because a lot of shit she was saying was kind of out of pocket, and then she blocked me like the pussy she is. And then I saw
I reached out and told her she could come on and we could talk and have a nice friendly discussion about this, and she blocked me.
Yeah, she's but this is what I'm saying, right? She couldn't just block it and keep like I said, I've seen so many people on social media have these similar situations happen, and most of them, like, no one filed a lawsuit. Everyone always threatened when no one filed one. And then guess what? The people get bored and they find somebody else to fucking go at. Now, again, I'm not saying it's right, but it's like, this is the problem with social media. Like, when you're dealing with people like this, you can't control what people say or what people do. All you control is yourself and your actions. And when it came to Alyssa, I would say, like, yeah, initially with Smash JT and this whole Kotaku thing, I understand why people felt, especially people who work for Kotaku, felt that way. But it's like, sometimes you just need to let the fucking people bitch and moan and blow off steam, and then unless it was actually starting to
no, they did. They both were going at each other. We agree, right? They both went at each other. And Alyssa even says, he said things, I didn't like them, but they were not legally actionable. It wasn't until they became, and I could threaten you, I go, Saggy, I don't want to have to sue you, so you better watch what you're saying, because if you say something, I'm letting you know. If you cross that line, Saggy, I'm going to sue you.
I wish a motherfucker would. But
I'm saying, like, I get where you're like, oh, that's a threat. Like, lots of people are throwing out threats all the time, right? But she literally was like, hey, just as long as you don't fucking cross the line, we're cool. He crossed the line. She sued him, right? They both called each other's bluffs. He was like, she ain't going to sue me. And she's like, well, now I'm going to have to sue you.
Man, I'm telling you, like, every time these topics come up, I'm just like, this stuff always seems
me. I've been threatened with lawsuits and
oh yeah, she blocked the shit out of me, bro. Blocked the shit. I made one tweet. What? Who?
Vito blocked me today.
Lols. Nothing about you was
hammering him about his shitty comic.
This is another reason why I'm glad I'm off Twitter. I don't gotta worry about who's blocking me anymore. I don't gotta give a fuck about that. I don't know if people are talking about me. It's great. It's liberating. I don't have to wake up one day and realize somebody I liked blocked me or unfollowed me. I don't have to care about that shit anymore.
You know who jumped into my conversation today?
Who?
Just out of left field. I was going at it back and forth with Vito for like hours, and then suddenly I look down and it's a tweet from fucking John the Retro Bro. Like, John, what the fuck are you doing here? Get the fuck out of this. None of your business. Keep it moving, John. It's like, but no, you don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Exactly. Get the fuck out of this conversation.
Wait, he was involved in the Vito conversation? He's cool with Vito?
No, he just jumped in, was like, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like you're being a little mean to Vito. I'm like, John, you don't know exactly. You don't know what's going on. Like, why did you decide to jump into this conversation?
And that is why that was my breaking point with him, because he does that. He did that to me, and then I was just like, "Yo, I fuck you," because like he does that. He'll jump into a conversation if there's beef with people, especially when it's two people he knows. He'll just insert himself and he'll pick a side, and that's what he did with me. He picked a side, and I was like, "All right, okay, I see where you stand. Fuck you."
Even Finbar jumped in and was like, "John, you need to just kick rocks, and if you really want to know what's going on, just DM Tony later." But
yeah, no, I think that's funny to me. That's absolutely funny to me. Yeah, people are just weird. But no, I get what you're saying. I just think, like I said, overall, my take is this is dumb. Alyssa definitely did not, make things better for herself either. And I think Smash should have just knew when to pull out, but he was making money off it. So like, I get the grift, but at the same time, like, bruh, like,
but I don't think it's dumb. I don't look. Here's why I don't think this is dumb. Okay. If she was suing the way Smash and them are trying to claim, like she's suing me because I was mean to her, then I'd be like, yeah, that's dumb. But clearly he committed a crime. He said he defamed her. You suck dick for money. Right. And then we got you to lose your job. Those are reasonable things to sue over. Right. It's like Carl Jobs, where Carl was like, oh, Billy Mitchell's suing me because I said he was a cheater.
Right. Right.
Except for that's not what happened, because the judge was like, actually, no, Billy's suing you because you claim that Apollo Legend killed himself over Billy Mitchell's lawsuits.
That's the thing though, Tony, right? Is like, I get what you're saying, but overall, I guarantee you, if Smash JT had a regular job, she would have done the same thing to him. I guarantee it. Because
doesn't matter. But that's not the point. The point isn't what
the point, because she was definitely trying to shut him down.
Defamed him. Doesn't matter. Yeah. He defamed her. If he had a regular job and he defamed her, and she still probably would have sued his ass.
No, I'm saying that before all that, because he was making content about her, if he had a regular job and she found out, she would have contacted his work and said the same thing. Because, like, you have to remember, it isn't just the fact that she contacted his wife. Wait, it's not the fact that she just contacted his wife. What did she say to the wife? She said, "You're a husband." What he was doing on harassing women, he hates women, he's abusive and all this other shit, right? This is the stuff she was saying to the wife. I could only imagine what she would say to his employer if he was actually employed with an employer. But also, don't forget, she was trying to shut him down.
He does have a job, though, Saggy. He does have a job.
Does he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the job tweeted him out. The job tweet was like, everyone meet Jeff. And his wife. It's like a picture of him and his family.
That's kind of
crazy because if you go to that tweet, like all the comments are just like "fuck Smash JT," like there's like all kind of like thing. But here's the thing though, Saggy, you can't play this legally, right? Legally, you can't.
I know legally. I'm not talking legally. I'm talking.
But I mean, I could do the same thing though. I could say, you know what? If Smash didn't get sued, he would have just escalated this, Saggy, and he would have said even more crazy stuff about her.
I agree.
See how that works? Like we can't play this game.
No, it's not a game. I'm not saying it's a game. I'm saying that overall, illegal stuff aside, this is what I'm saying. I'm putting legal stuff aside. I'm saying that if the tables were turned, this is what this is my take on it, right? But I'm just saying that.
But I'm saying you can't do that because again,
yes, I can. It's an opinion. I can have an opinion.
No, but it's an opinion on this fictional scenario that you've created in order to give the opinion.
But I can still have an opinion, and it's
if Alyssa only had one leg and she was crippled and she actually was a hooker, then I can understand why Saggy was.
Sir, I'm having an opinion, which is I am more than capable of having one. But my point being is, right, overall, she was definitely trying to shut him down on YouTube because she had tweets about it. She was tweeting at YouTube. She was trying to contact YouTube. She was trying to shut down a source of his income as well. So again, if we want to play that card, she was doing that as well to him. Okay. Like I said, they were doing the same thing to each other in different ways.
Pause. Was she saying, "Hey, this guy's mean to me, get him off of YouTube," or was she saying, "Hey, YouTube, I believe this person is violating your terms of service"?
You want the specifics?
Which one was it? If it was, "Hey, this guy is being mean to me, get him off of YouTube," I would 100% agree that she shouldn't have did that. But if she felt that he was violating terms of service, that's what it's there for. That's what the report function is there for. That's what they go, "Hey, go to
but
Twitter,
he wasn't violating terms of service. But he wasn't violating terms of service.
Right, and so then nothing happened to him. So there's no big deal.
Right, but I'm saying that he wasn't.
She felt. Do you think that she? Okay, now we're into thought crime. So your belief is she didn't actually believe that he was violating terms of service. She just said that in hopes that he would get taken down. Right. That's your contention.
No, my contention is, did she believe that he was violating terms of services? Yes. Just like maybe Smash JT believed she was a hooker sucking dick for money.
Right. And then YouTube told her that she wasn't. And then she stopped.
Okay. Right? And so now they're going to the legal. So if the legal says he wasn't, then it stops. Either way, my point being again, I'm going back to the point of they both have done similar things to each other. The difference here is she's filed a lawsuit because he said something. And again, going back to the whole, she has definitely tried to get him shut down on YouTube. It's that she didn't take the legal route. She went through YouTube because YouTube is not the court of law, right? But I think what we said earlier should have happened, which I do feel like Smash probably should have shot the legal fire first. He should have shot first with the legal. I mean, either way, here's the thing that's funny about this is this lawsuit, and this is another reason why I don't think her final lawsuit, I mean, yeah, it's costing him money, but at the same time, he's also going to be making money off of this lawsuit.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily. Because how many supporters are going to definitely go? He's not going to come out of his pocket.
Oh my God, you ain't going to let me finish. he might not make any money off of this because if she's suing him and if the court gives her all of the money that he raised for his legal thing and all the money that he raises off of this, like you can't Saggy, I don't know if you know this,
that won't come out of his pocket.
You can't profit off of a crime.
Well, what I'm saying is, hold on, pause. When I say profit, the coverage, he's getting clicks from that. He's getting money off the coverage,
right? And then they could give her that money. They could say, Smash, open up your YouTube thing, your studio, show us how much money you made off covering your lawsuit, and give her that money.
I still think he's better.
Just look, Carl Jones. They said, hey,
I'm thinking long term for this though, Tony. I'm thinking long term because, like, yeah, that could be true, but afterwards, the attention he's getting afterwards, he's growing from this. He's gaining followers. Like, remember what was Smash JT?
Wait, man, but if he loses, Saggy, here's the thing: if he loses, they're all gonna laugh at him, and he's gonna become a laughing stock.
Wasn't he at like, nah, these people are weird, bro.
No, if he loses, no, if he wins, it's good. If it gets thrown out, it's fine. Because it's like a no, it's a win, right? Throwing it out, dismissed, not getting sued. Look at Carl again. Look at Carl Jobst. Carl Jobst was on top of the world. Billy Mitchell was suing him. People were loving it. They gave him a whole bunch of money. He lost, and now everyone has turned on him. You lose, you get sued because again, now you would have to admit we're backing a guy that legally did this thing that he was accused of. You're toxic. You're now radioactive.
Hold on. Wait. No, pause. Because here's the thing: is because all of these YouTubers that he's rolling with now all kind of did the same thing, right? They're all listed too. But like, if he's
no, they're not listed though. They're not listed.
Well, didn't they? You say there was a couple people in the lawsuit that she named?
No, but she said Smash JT is getting sued. She just said Smash was on this guy's stream and then listed who the guy was. Like Smash went on Hypnotic stream, so she said Hypnotic, real name Billy, whatever, right? Like that's not his name. I'm just saying, like whatever his real name is, right? He was hanging out with this guy and said this on his stream, real name so and so. Like there's people's names in the lawsuit.
That's crazy.
In connection to Smash's behavior.
Well, my thing is okay. Pause. So, okay, going back to what I said though. Are you answering that question?
I thought that's why you brought it on the screen.
I mean, I also did that, yeah. So he says no. But like, so my thing, right, is like I only disagree because I feel like if he loses, especially with the people he rolls with, I think you know, the sympathy card. I think oh no, he lost to that bitch. Oh my god, we hate that bitch.
No, so I think that they will throw him to the wolves. They will play this 100%. Yeah. Here's what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. Smash JT loses. They'll make videos about how Smash JT was a victim of the courts, the courts abuse Smash, but they will disown him. He will slowly but surely be uninvited to all the things because again, he's now radioactive because she sued him, right, and won. They now go on stream with him. There's a possibility now she's going to sue me, right? Do you want that? She already won. She already won against Smash. Now you're going to go on stream with him, and he says something on your platform, and then she sues you for platforming him.
I don't know, man. I don't think that.
Carl Jobst. Look how big is Carl Jobst's channel, Saggy?
I don't know, but I don't know if it'll go down like that though, because all these dudes are kind of cut from the same cloth, and I think that
and so they don't need him. What do they need Smash for?
I don't know, man.
They only need Smash because of the stuff he's saying about Alyssa. Alyssa sues him and wins,
which is so fucked up. Which is so fucked up, man. I'm telling you, there's no loyalty in YouTube. There's no loyalty on YouTube. There really is no loyalty. Very rarely do you find people that you vibe with on YouTube that will back you, even if you got a lot of heat on you. If it's like something like not serious, and when I say not serious, it's like not criminal, right? Like criminal, like touching kids and shit, right?
I know. I got it. You didn't have to say it, but
I mean, but man, there's no loyalty among thieves.
Well, look at Cinder Shadow, right? We used to be cool. He tossed me to the wolves over some bullshit.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't see myself. Like I said, I said this on the stream the other day. I'm like, man, the shit that I know about people that's so embarrassing. That, like, not embarrassing in like a bad way. Like there's any dark secrets where I'm holding, but it's like, you know, just certain things that I'm sure people wouldn't want out to the public because it's personal life shit, right? But man, that's
make why we're still friends because you know way too much,
bro. Is that why you?
Saggy could bury me, guys. She could bury me just. The things
Oh,
that Saggy knows.
But not only that, it's like I could easily twist certain things to make it sound worse than it is, and people would believe me. Like all I have to do is be like, guys, did you know that again, this is completely made up. This is not serious. I want people not to take this seriously. But like I could just say, like, yo, Matt Jarbo's a creep, guys. Like low key, when he was making a stream about my boobs that time, and he was saying he didn't like them because the tattoo, he like low key DM'd me. It was like, yo, I actually want to suck on them tatas and boom, boom. I could twist some shit, easily twist some shit. Like it's so, and that's the thing. Because people can do that, because so many people online, no offense to a lot of y'all, but some of y'all just take certain things and be like, yeah, that's got to be true because that person's saying it because I like that person. People just run with it. And like, man, I could be so much bigger if I just told people how.
What do you think is going to happen to Smash? Smash probably is in back rooms with these guys, talks to them after the streams, right? Before streams. You don't think that he loses and suddenly someone's going to come out like, yeah, you know, there was that one time when Smash was saying this about Alyssa, and we told him behind the scenes to stop it, but you know, he just wouldn't listen to us.
Right. Well, so here's one thing I'll say about Smash JT that I will always defend him on, right? Is number one, I have never observed, nor have I seen any signs that he's creepy with women. He's very happily married. He very much loves his wife. So if I heard that he was being sus with women, I would probably not believe it unless I saw concrete evidence that suggested otherwise. As far as claims that he hates women, I don't think he hates women, but I do feel like there is a lack of respect that he has for women, because in fairness, there are some women out there who hasn't made it good for everybody. So I kind of somewhat understand the lack of respect, especially people. I don't think he. I don't think he hate. No, I know you say that, but like, I don't think he hates women. I just don't.
Hard disagree on what you just said. Hard disagree.
I don't think he hates women. There's a difference.
I don't think he hates women either. I don't think he hates women. I think, in my opinion, Smash is a happily married man who loves and appreciates women for all their small little quirks and foibles. I think Smash is a romantic. He loves his wife. He probably massages her feet, does whatever she says. You want me to do the dishes, honey, the laundry, whatever. I think he goes online then and pretends to be this other person in order to get clicks. I think all of his online persona is just all bullshit. None of it is real.
Mean, that could be
he's
possible,
the fakest person I've ever seen.
But I don't think I don't without a shred of doubt, I don't believe that. I think he's a good father, and I think he loves his wife. I mean, I know he loves his wife. I know he does. And I know he's a good father. I know he cares about his family very much.
She knows Smash loves his wife because
I know
Saggy saw the videos.
No, we're not gonna start that. No, he definitely does.
She was in the chair.
Here's the reason. Here's one sign of an indicator that a man loves his woman. He shares her on social media. A man who usually on average is not happy with his significant other is like, you won't even know he has one. You will never see pictures of them together. True. I mean, I didn't say always. Sometimes some men are sneaky like that, but I'm like, a man who is showing off his wife is always a good sign versus the ones
I think that doesn't apply to us. Like we're in a weird space. I don't think that applies to YouTubers.
I mean, yeah, Andy Signor does show off his wife, and like we all know what happened there.
No, I was gonna say more like the opposite. Like I wouldn't show off anyone because I know the second I show someone, if I went online, it was like, hey guys, I went on a date with this chick last week. Everyone
Shut
was like,
the fuck up, Tony, because every time your haters talk about how you don't get bitches, you're the first motherfucker to brag about the bitches you get.
Right, but I don't show anybody because I know what's gonna happen. People will go after that person, like, oh, find out who she is, contact her.
Yeah, because yeah, whatever. Well, also because
you see what happened. I mean, nice to online, Saggy. You see what happens.
Different. I'm just saying. Overall,
hi, Saggy. Hi, Saggy. There's like videos about me being a simp.
I know for a fact Smash JT loves his wife, and he wouldn't step out on his wife. Okay, so like that part. Anyone who ever would imply that is like full of shit. Smash JT loves his wife. His wife is actually very nice. His wife is a very lovely lady. Okay, so. Well, I never met her personally, but like, you know, she seems like a very sweet lady.
I deny all those accusations of talking to Smash JT's wife.
She has to be She has to be a good person to put up with all this bullshit.
I don't think. See that's what I'm saying, Saggy. I don't think the way Smash was so afraid or so angry that Alyssa contacted his wife. I 100% believe that his wife has no idea what he does online.
I disagree.
I think she knows he goes online and talks about things. I think he's like, oh,
no.
I talk about games, babe.
I'm pretty sure his wife knows, but I think where the problem is, I guarantee you she fucking reamed him a new one for her for Alyssa contacting her though, because like I think she knows and she doesn't care because like that's his life. You know, you're gonna support your
knows
husband.
How much though? When you say knows, what do you mean?
I guarantee you she knows, but the thing is, she probably got mad
knows what?
Like,
so you think that she knows all the videos he makes, all the things he's said, or just that he goes online and talks about Alyssa?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
There's a difference between like general knowledge and like specific knowledge, right?
I'm pretty sure they've gone to bed and had the discussion about Alyssa. Probably,
I don't think so.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
I'm pretty
Listen,
sure.
He has a very happy marriage, and I'm sure that
you could be happily married, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna tell my wife, hey, by the way, I just went on stream, honey, and called this girl a cunt like 6 times and accused her of being a hooker. I don't think Smash is doing that. I'm sorry. I don't think that Smash AT is letting the wife know, hey, by the way, I just called Alyssa a hooker 3 more times and she's threatening to sue me.
I mean, if you think that, okay, maybe before I'll give you that, but like, let's not act like he probably.
Well, now she's probably like, she's probably watching that shit like a hawk. Like, well, let me see his videos.
Yeah, but I don't think she cares because, like, I think she probably has.
But that's not the point. The point wasn't whether she cared or not. The point was whether she knew. And I said I didn't think she knew.
Yes, I can. I can guarantee whatever I want. Just because I might be wrong doesn't mean I can't guarantee it. Damn it! I can say I guarantee it. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Okay, but either way, I just think
I make guarantees all the time too. Yeah.
But I'm just like, you know, that whole thing because like I don't bother the wife. The wife had nothing to do with it. And to think that his wife was gonna stop him was like crazy. Like that, like it'd be one thing if she hit her up like, yo, your husband was being kind of sus with me. That's a whole different conversation. But if you're hitting up somebody's wife or significant other, like, yo, I don't like what your person has said about me online. They're doing this and that, and they're saying this about me. I'm gonna be sitting there reading this message like, I don't give a fuck. You probably are everything this like my husband said about you because now you're in my fucking DMs thinking I'm gonna give a fuck about any shit that goes on online, bro. I am a housewife. I'm a mother. I'm just saying if I had somebody hit me up about my man,
that's hood, but you hood, say.
Listen, I'm just saying. Hood. I'm just listen. You don't even need to be hood to be like, listen. If you're messaging me about what my man does online, as long as what he's doing isn't trying to get into your panties and slide into your DMs, I don't give a fuck.
No, you know what it is. She probably was like, you're trying to fuck up the thing that makes all that money to have this lifestyle that I have. Fuck you, bitch.
Right? I would have been like, I would have looked at my man and been like, hey, so like this happened. What's up? Well, what's the problem? What's going on? I'm nosy. I want the tea. I want the gossip. What's going on? I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd just be like, I don't know what's happening. Like I'm not gonna lie. I hope I don't hope that he gets sued. I know you hate Smash JT, but I hope he doesn't actually, get
he is sued. What do you mean?
No, I'm sorry, not sued. I hope that he doesn't have to pay her anything, to be honest with you.
I hope he has to pay all of his fucking money. Hope his kids go fucking broke. Hope they have to mortgage the house.
That's what Alyssa definitely wants. I don't.
Cardboard box down by the river somewhere.
That's awful. Yeah, no, I hope that the jurisdiction thing doesn't stick. I do. I kind of think like sorry you lost your job. Sorry that people on the internet suck, but like. Again, sometimes you just gotta know to pick and choose your battles. I think Alyssa did not pick and choose her battle. I think she should have just stopped. In my honest opinion.
I think both of them should have stopped, but again, it's
no, they both should have at one point, but like who
am I gonna tell people to stop? Look at me.
I mean, that's true. You also Smash AG just needs to face the consequences. I mean, I think that I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like this whole thing is just.
Well, dumb. See, this is. He says, why is she not suing number 1 on the list? Because Hypnotic didn't say anything that was illegal. That's the difference. That's why Smash, out of all these people, is getting
also
sued.
This wasn't her list. This was somebody else's list. Yeah. This is somebody else's list. I think one of her supporters. Given who these YouTubers are, I can almost guarantee that.
No, that's her list. She remember she
Oh, this is
listed
her
all
list.
those
Oh,
videos.
somebody else. Oh, okay, yeah. Got you.
That's
I was
just someone
confused.
like clarifying who the people were on the list.
Okay, let's
She
just
just
go.
put the videos.
I don't know Hypnotic, but somebody said Hypnotic was a good dude. I've saw Hypnotic's tweets and I
Nah,
blocked them on Twitter one time because I was like, yeah, you kind of too much. That your comments a little out of pocket. Let's see, Smash
he's buddy
KT.
with Sturgis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
So right there, yeah, you be buddy with Sturgis. You're already on the list. Yeah,
I don't got issues with Sturgis, but it's just kind of like one of those things where I'm just like, all of these people are all the same to me at this point. Polish Productions, don't know who that is. Vera Dark, I think Vera is a sweet girl. I met her in person, but like again, these are all the people who takes I don't always align with. I don't know who this person is.
Atreus, I debated him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I like Ryan, so we love Ryan Rogers. Geeks and Gamers, y'all know how I feel about Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah, fuck them people.
I like Jeremy, and I kind of like Ryan Kinnell, and I love Drum 3PO. It's so hard for me because like
I
deep
hate
down,
Drum 3PO.
Why? I love Jay. Why would you say that?
I just hate him.
Why?
He's too good. Because he's too good. It's too nice.
Oh my god!
Be something
Jay.
Like no one can be that guy. He's
Jay is such the sweetest person. Like I know he has some hot takes, but
I don't care about his hot takes. He's just too nice.
Yeah, but
there's got to be some skeleton in his closet.
No, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah, that's
don't do that to me.
Gacy.
Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin that for me. I love Jay. Jay's good people. Jay's really good people. And Jeremy, I like Jeremy again. I some of his takes, the way they talk sometimes, though, I'm like, yeah, my inner blackness.
Well, because they're liars. Here's why I don't like them.
Sign off on that.
Here's why I don't like Geeks and Gamers, because 100% I don't believe they don't believe the things they say. Right? They're just feeding into the what the audience wants. Right? They want me to see this thing, to get mad at the black guy in Star Wars.
Here, wait. I gotta correct you there, because I talked to Jeremy. I asked him straight up. I was like, "Is all this shit you guys say, like, do you actually believe all this shit?"
Do you think he's gonna actually tell you, Saggy?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Why?
Yes, I do. Listen. No, listen. I do, because he was honest. He was honest about it. Everything.
How do you know? I'm literally going. You might lie to you, and you're like, no, he wasn't lying because he was honest.
No, because I'm telling you, he was honest with me. He said yes, a lot of it, yeah, I do, but like I overhype it for content. Like, let's keep it buck. Like, it is true.
He doesn't. If he's overhyping it, then he doesn't believe the things he's saying.
I'm not saying he doesn't believe it. You can believe something, but also over exaggerate like your feelings. Or like, yeah, I can sit here and be like, I don't like Tony, but I don't mind Tony. But on social media, I'm gonna let everyone know I fucking hate his guts because
which would be a lie, which is what I'm saying. That is a lie. He doesn't believe that.
Okay, I gave a bad example. No, he does. I do believe he.
If he's cranking it up, if he's cranking up his beliefs to 11 for social media, then again he's playing into his audience, is what I claimed, and he doesn't actually believe what he's saying. He believes lesser of what he's saying. He believes somewhat of what he's saying. But some of the things he's saying is not aligning with his beliefs.
I think maybe I think I just explained it poorly, which I have a habit of doing. So
no, I think you explained it correctly. You just want to sweep from because you like white guys.
This is true. I do like hashtag hot Jeremy. I also like Ryan Kinnell, but sometimes Ryan says some shit that I'm just like, Ryan, I can't with you. I can't.
Again, I think he just says it. I think Kinnell just says things because he knows.
I like Geeks and Gamers. Like, I like some of them. I love Jay. Jay has never said anything too crazy for me. I've never heard him say anything that I looked at him like, you might hate black people, bro. I have definitely thought about that with Ryan Kinnell, though. I've definitely looked at Ryan and was like, Ryan, I don't think you like black people because ain't no way.
They just play racist on TV.
I've been looking at Ryan like, Ryan, why would you say that? I remember
because it gets him clicks and attention.
I remember I was reacting to Ryan Kinnell, and one of my members, D-Day Direwolf, went over to Geeks and Gamers when they were doing their stream and gave a super chat. This is why I kind of like Jeremy, because Jeremy can be funny sometimes. So they were doing a stream, and this is after I met them in person, and we were cool. But anyways, so there's a super chat. It says, can you get Ryan to look at the camera and say I like chocolate, because I made a comment when I was reacting, and I was like, y'all call me, that man likes some chocolate. The way he was with me, he likes himself some chocolate, right? So Dina Direwolf puts that super chat, and Jeremy literally stops the conversation for everybody, highlights the comment because he knew who I was, right? And he's like, Ryan, you got to say this real quick. Can you just do this real quick? Literally. And I was dying. I was like, yo, Jeremy is my N-word, bro. Like, he stopped the whole conversation just to make Ryan read that tweet, look at the camera, and Ryan, I got a clip of him dead ass in the camera saying, I like chocolates. And I'm like, yo, I can't. I know it's a little bit stupid, but I like Jeremy.
It's not. No, it's not a little bit stupid. It's a lot of bit stupid. But
I know, but I
mean,
can't help it.
I think it's funny to you, and it's like because it involves you personally.
Well, it's funny to me because when we talk about grifters, like, yeah, I acknowledge geeks and gamers are grifters. I do acknowledge that they're a little grifty, but I also think that.
But you like them, so you give them a pass on things they say.
I don't know, because I 100% did streams calling Ryan out for that. I'm like, Ryan, but the thing is, like, number one, I respect the fact that they do what Alyssa didn't, which is they get a fair amount of the same level of, you know, people making videos about them, talking about them, shitting on them, saying all this shit about them, calling them racist, Nazis, all this other shit, right? And they really just ignore it. They really just ignore it. And like very rarely have I seen them address some of the people, YouTubers making videos. Like they used to do it more back in the day, but then they stopped because at the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't matter. And that's where I am at, because like it really doesn't matter, because people are still going to do it because it works. It makes them money. They don't care. And I'm just like, you know what? I respect somebody who knows when to just like ignore the noise and just keep doing your thing, whether I agree with what you're doing or not. But like, that's just where I'm at with it. But I think as meeting them as people in person, like I didn't get the whole, oh, I can't be here because I'm a black female, you know, type vibe. I didn't get the whole, they're judging me, they don't like me. Like they came right over to me. And I even said that too.
Right.
Like,
all I said, guys, remember this 30-minute sweeping for Geeks and Gamers all happened because I said I don't like them. I didn't call them racist. I didn't say anything. I just said I don't like.
I'm not saying that I disagree. You can not like them. I just have a soft spot for them.
I'm just saying, like
I have a soft spot.
You could have just kept it moving. You'd be like, okay, you don't like them. I like them. No, you had to like give an explanation as to why they're so awesome. They're great.
Listen,
fantastic.
they fucking fed me. They fed me.
So what?
I like being fed. I have a feeder fetish. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. No,
I'm sending you food. That way you'll like me better.
Yeah, send me food. I'm hungry.
I keep threatening to send you food, but I don't have your address. So how am I going to send you food?
That's true. Give me money so I can get food. I want some boba tea. No, but for real though, I know.
I'm like a real man. I like to order the food.
I get so much shit for talking about Geeks and Gamers because, like, in the beginning, I honestly will say that in the beginning, I didn't like them. Like, dead ass, I did not like them. I will
send it to you, but she won't give me her address. She's like so like address shy. Like if I'm gonna like pull up one day.
No, I'm not. I'm not even worried about you doxing me, bro. It's not even about that. I don't like stuff sent to my actual location because shit gets taken here. Unfortunately.
Well, how's it gonna get taken? They're gonna knock on your door and go, "I got your boba tea."
They don't though. They just leave it at the door.
I'm gonna put the instructions.
The only reason why I get food sent here is because I can see how far the driver is from me. So it's like it's risky business. But anyways, let's continue. Let's get off the Geeks and Gamers because I don't know who Word of Paradise is. Words of Paradise. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I've heard of them. I don't really.
I also don't know Cinder Shadow. We do know Sloth, obviously.
I think Cinder used to be. I don't know if he still is, but he used to be a mod on Vera's channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think he was a mod on Quartering's channel at one point.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Minimal Effort Gaming. Don't know who that is. John Trent. I've heard that name before, but I'm not very familiar.
I don't think in the comics.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Angry Badger. Don't know who that is, and obviously, fucking John Delarose. We all know who John.
Never heard of that guy, John Delarose.
Fuck John Delarose.
No, thank you.
John Delarose got too big.
Okay, go to the bottom of that article real quick.
Okay, where?
Right there. See where it says sign the hashtag end Kotaku petition here? He literally started a petition to end Kotaku. If that's not a call to action, I want this place ended. I want to take them. I want them destroyed offline. I want to ruin their business.
I'm curious how many I signed that petition by.
I wouldn't. I don't want anyone to lose their job. If you
I
had a
signed the
petition to like
petition.
end the Rippaverse, I'd be like, no. I'd be like, this is wrong. I want Rippaverse to continue forever.
I'm not gonna lie, I signed it because I am so tired of these outlets advocating for people like me, and then like, you know, but yeah, so they have 4,701 signatures, which to be honest is like
it's sad.
Kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
I think it's sad, don't you?
I mean, if it was in the millions, I'd be impressed.
No, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Smash JT has 100,000 subscribers. All the other people, there should be between Smash JT, Hypnotic, Geeks and Gamers, John Della Rose, all those people talking about this. There's got to be at least 50 million subs, right? And if you take all the cross pollination off, we'll say there's 10 million real people between all those channels, right?
Yeah, looking back on it now, I said I signed it, but in my head, I'm like, I don't even know why I did, because I'm starting to think change.org is a waste of time.
It is. It's always been.
Right, like, what is the point? Change.org has not actually
changed anything.
So,
but why would you want them to end? What is it that they're doing that is so wrong?
I just think for me personally, my thoughts on it, and again, why I signed it, is because there's too many people who write articles about topics that are supposed to be, again, advocating for people like me, that it just comes off as what is the term virtual signaling the proper terminology? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It just comes off. It comes off as, but also it's like, don't use my race, my gender, my sexuality to
fighting the DEI. I get it. I agree with you. I'm on board 100%. But
because it's just
as an American, they have free speech. It is annoying, but they have free speech. They should be allowed to say those things, right?
Yeah, and I should be allowed to call them out on their bullshit.
Yeah, no one's saying you can't. This is not about calling them out. This is about ending them, telling them that they cannot do the thing that you just disagreed with. This is fascism. This is literally, I don't like your opinion. You shouldn't be allowed to express it online.
I mean, I feel like I have the freedom of feeling that way in signing a online petition. Online petition doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No, yeah, obviously nothing's going to happen. But the fact that you want it, or these people want to shut down other people's opinions. Smash JT has a website. Why isn't his website just competing? You think that their website is bad in the marketplace of ideas, compete with them, outperform them, be better than them, they'll go away. They will naturally die because you've proven them better.
Why is Tony making sense?
When it comes to issues like when I drop the facade of being a retard and stop pretending like I'm when I turn my dial back down from 11 back down to normal, I make a lot of sense. This is like Jerry Springer, where he's like all crazy during the whole thing, and then like this is like Jerry's final thoughts, Tony's final thoughts.
That's hilarious. Why do I agree with Tony still? Yeah, Tony has good points. I like these discussions though, because they're good discussions. But overall, I still stand with fuck Alyssa Mercante. I don't like her.
Well, Razor Fist also groomed a 15-year-old, so we're not gonna.
Yeah, Razor Fist is not somebody that I would even. Yeah, I don't really care for Razor Fist. I want to see. Hold on.
15-year-old, so there's
yeah. I'm not surprised. That's the sad thing. All right, hold on. Let me go to the Smash JT's channel because I want to see. How big is he now?
I think he's got like 100 and something thousand.
Damn, bro. Yeah, 113,000. God damn. Damn, 2 days ago, Alyssa Mercante's lawsuit just got nuked.
It didn't.
Yo, that's crazy.
Again, that's like Smash. Like we sent in this motion to dismiss. It got nuked. It's like, no, the judge still hasn't ruled on it. Smash. Like there's I love when these people don't know how the legal system's like. We filed a motion to dismiss. Alyssa's dead. It's like, that's not how that works. Like she sent in an amended complaint, and now you have
I
to.
haven't watched I haven't watched a Smash JT video in so long. Since he last time I watched the Smash JT video was when he was talking about the video games concert we went to. And then he said some shit about and then he said some shit about me and I reacted to it and I was like, yo, like
I still want to go. I want to meet Tommy.
Like,
I don't know why, but I want to meet Tommy Tellerico. Can you make that happen? Saying,
bro,
can you tell Tommy? You talk to Tommy. I know you do. Text him or when you next time you speak, right? Say, hey, Tony wants to have a sit down, an unofficial, off the books, off the record. Just sit down. I just want to talk to the man. Face to face.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It's like, you know, like when you see in the superhero movie where he sits down, like there's like Batman on one side of the table and the Joker's on the other, and they just have that conversation. Right? I just want to have that conversation with Tom.
All right, let's. I want to react to this video. It's 12 minutes long, so we'll see.
It's been a little while since my last update regarding the Alyssa Mercante lawsuit against me regarding, I guess, mean words being said on the internet. I guess that's what you can boil it down to. Honestly, at this point,
mean words being said on the internet.
See, again, within the first 12 seconds, he's now framed the lawsuit as it's because of mean words. He's literally he's lying to his audience, telling them that this is a frivolous lawsuit because it's about mean words. Instead of the facts, it's about this exact phrase that I used and this other thing about us getting her fired, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I think this is why I'm like, I don't like this guy. He's disingenuous.
Not even sure what the hell they're going after, but hey, I guess
he's not sure what they're going after. I swear
in
to
this
God, I want to strangle them.
You can sue anyone for anything at any time.
It's like, wait, Smash, sir, with all due respect. Not, I know my voice is condescending, but I'm not trying to be condescending. But with all due respect, we literally just read your article where you listed things that were listed in the lawsuit for you to make this video a few days ago and say, I don't even know what I'm being sued for. It's like you literally listed like 3 things, and as what Tony is saying, left out a few others, but you listed at least 3 things that were in the lawsuit, so you definitely know. And you started the stream with like, I'm being sued for mean words said on the internet. So it's like right there, you're admitting that you kind of have an idea of why you're being sued. So you can't even follow that up with, I guess everyone can sue my favorite thing. Like, what?
I'm in hope for the best. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. My lawyer, Ron Cole, has filed a motion to dismiss Alyssa Mercante's frivolous lawsuit, citing her very own tweets as the self-defeating evidence against.
I paused.
You see exactly what I said. I didn't even watch the video, and I knew exactly what his framing was. It got nuked because they filed a motion. Filing a motion doesn't mean anything. It's just part of the legal process.
Right.
Her tweets, go back a little, 5 seconds in the video and show that tweet. I'm just going to go back to sex work because at least then when I get fucked a lot, I'll get paid well for it. That's from 2023. That's a joke tweet in which they're saying this is clearly evidence of her being a prostitute.
I mean, if it looks like a hoe, it smells like a hoe. Okay, sorry.
As the self-defeating evidence against what she's trying to claim against me. And so far, it's not looking like a good situation for Alyssa, but you never know how the courts are going to handle information and what could possibly come up. So my intent with...
First off, you're like the video stuttering a little. I don't know if it's stuttering for others, but also I can't stand this. Like, if it was like you talking about the lawsuit or like Beefy or Mo Moon or something, right? And you're like, oh, I think she's going to lose. Like, it's Smash. Like, I don't think Smash is going to come out and go, guys, I'm fucked so bad. Like, I've screwed up and like, she's going to take all my money, right? Like, of course he's going to say like, oh yeah, she's going to lose. This is going to get thrown out. This is clear evidence of her being a hooker, right? Like, it's so biased. Like, how could you watch this and not like want to throw up?
I mean, I'm watching it, I'm seeing the tweets, and I'm just like, I mean, it's like hard for me, for personally, not legally, but for personally for me, when you got somebody out there boasting, like, you know, making comments about like, yeah, I should go back to sex work because if I'm gonna get fucked for money, it's like, oh, so you got paid to have sex with people. That would be my interpretation initially, and saying like, oh, happy International Whore Day, and she had made a lot of comments about that being like a self-proclaimed proud hoe, you know. So I mean,
Well,
from my
here's the thing, Sagi. He wrote an article about her sexual escapades. So technically, she had sex and then got paid to write an article about it. So she got paid for sex. If you want to like eliminate the writing the article part, then sure, she got paid for sex.
okay,
But see,
so
that's what I'm saying. Like legally, again, you know, you could say things like, "Hey, she's a hoe. She's a whore. I think she's a slut." Right? She's a very loose woman with loose morals who enjoys it. Once you say the legal thing, then that's it. That's all that matters. The court doesn't care about all this other shit. I know all this stuff that matters to us and in the court of public opinion and how we go, oh no, she looks like a hooker, smells like a hooker, is a hooker, does it quack like a duck? Like all that's great and fantastic for us, but in court, none of that fucking matters. The judge isn't going to go, you know what, Alyssa? Those tweets look a little sus. All the judge is going to go is, were you a hooker? No, Smash. Do you have evidence of her actually being a hooker, her taking money for sex? No. She made that tweet. So you're retarded. Got it. You lose. That's it. Literally.
Let's get through it. I know Tony, when he does these things, a 12-minute video will take him 2 hours to get through.
Yeah. I'll try. Count myself.
All of this, like it has been from the very beginning, is to be as transparent as possible with everybody, because I have no secrets to hack on. For the full article breaking down how my lawyer Ron Coleman has sent a request for dismissal to the judge, citing Alyssa's very own tweets, and their team has responded as well with an amended claim. So at this point, it looks like Ron Coleman is going to need to send in another request for dismissal unless the judge says otherwise with the information that has been.
Oh my God, my internet's being stupid. I think somebody's on.
All right. Well, while you're
presented, my attorney Ron Coleman has formally submitted a motion to dismiss a lawsuit filed against.
Okay, so again, like this is how stupid Smash is. I don't know if his lawyer is telling him this, if he just doesn't understand the legal process. He sent in a motion to dismiss. So they amended the complaint. They would have to send in another motion. They have to. There's no like, well, unless if you want a motion to dismiss, you have to dismiss the complaints. If they have amended the complaint, you now have to address the new complaint amendments, right? So again, they should have they should have been explained to him. Like, I don't know if his lawyer is not explaining to him, if he's not paying attention, if he's just retarded, if he's just saying things stupidly because he doesn't like script his videos, but clearly he does not understand the legal process that he's going through currently.
Against me by former Kotaku editor, now turned waitress, Alyssa Mercante. The 18-page filing lays out in some seriously meticulous detail just how Mercante's case, spanning 5 counts, all rooted in defamation, isn't only legally baseless, but fatally flawed by many of her very own self-admissions along the way. Almost like she feels like deleting tweets doesn't incriminate her for the things that she has said about herself, where people respond to her and she cries, oh no, they're doing it to me. The very things that I throw out there to the world are being sent back at me. And because of that, apparently now it's harassment. At the core of this lawsuit alleges that I called Mercante some things like a whore or former sex worker online, claims that she argues have now led to harassment, emotional distress, and her apparent resignation at Kotaku. And I say apparent resignation at Kotaku because she's already publicly flip-flopped multiple times on saying, oh, I was fired from Kotaku. Oh no, I actually resigned on my own. Oh no, I'm fired. And it's almost like she's throwing.
I don't know why. Yeah, hold on. I'm watching it on my on the stream. Yeah, for some reason the video playback is like really fucking bad. I don't know why. On my screen it looks fine, but I'm watching it on my phone.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So what we're at least the audio's going through, right?
A little bit. Some of it is getting a little robotic.
Yeah,
But
that's annoying.
he was saying that she's flip flopping. First off, again, Smash is retarded. Okay, it doesn't matter what you say. If I go, hey, I got fired from my job, I'm like, well, actually, I didn't get fired. I quit. Because I'm saving face, right? I'm trying to like save face. None of that matters legally, right? Because legally, they go, did you really get fired? And they'll look and go, yeah, she really got fired, or no, she really didn't get fired, right? It turns out she shit on the floor. That's why they fired her, right? So it doesn't matter what she says online as to whether or not she was fired. And again, court of public opinion, sure. Court of us complaining about it, fine. But legally, none of that matters, right? And again, it's in the lawsuit. She resigned because they asked her to, based on what happened with the Hassan Piker stream.
Right. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, because I don't know why it's really, really, really bad. Like, I don't know what's going on. My internet normally is not this garbage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it through the phone and my friggin' headset, because I feel like that's the audio will be better than nothing. So hold on.
Somebody requires. Mercante has proudly and publicly described herself as these very same exact terms multiple times on social media. Screenshots of her very own tweets were shown by Ron Coleman in this request for dismissal, praising sex work, joking about performing sex acts for money, and labeling herself as a whore herself. And many of these things are clearly featured prominently in the filing that she is accusing me of. This is the very same woman that called herself slutty on stage with the giant bone couch. I am.
Okay.
Again, Smash is conflating. I don't know if he's really this dumb, if he doesn't know what he's being sued for, or if he just wants to lie to his audience, right? Those are the two possibilities, because she's not suing you for saying she's slutty. She's not suing you for calling her a whore. It's very specific language. It's in the lawsuit, very specific. You said she had sex for money. That is a crime in New York called prostitution. As such, you have committed defamation per se. That's what it says in the lawsuit. It doesn't say you called me slutty or a whore or made implications that I had a loose moral nature. So none of what she's saying, her calling herself a whore, saying she's a slut, she's a proud, loose woman who fucks all kind of guys, none of that matters. Because that's not even what she's accusing you of calling her. Just the have sex for money part. That's all that matters.
They're literal. Yeah, I am their kryptonite.
Yes.
I am smart, hot, slutty, good at my job, and I don't shut the fuck up.
Yep.
And they're like, I want to fucking jerk off to her, but I also want to kill her. Like, they literally don't know what.
I mean, it is just hating women.
It's truly just hating women.
Just 100%.
Yeah.
She didn't seem to have an issue with calling herself that, but when people start referring to her as the things she says when we're covering the games news, apparently we're not allowed to do that unless you're friends with her, I guess.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd out of you.
I would. All that being put together makes her libel proof, according to Coleman.
Not because anyone's making them be diverse, because the world is diverse, you stupid mother.
Okay. I just want to get to that part.
Again, he's saying that Coleman told him that, Ron Coleman. You better have a long fucking talk with your lawyer, because again, you're not being sued over calling her a slut or a whore, and it doesn't matter if she allows her friends. Why does that, like Saggy? You could say I commit crimes, I don't care, right? We're friends. If someone who's not a friend with me says I commit crimes, now I care. Now that's an issue, right? That's a problem.
I mean, it's like you, my friends can call me certain things, but that's because they're my friends. But like, you can't call me things. Like, you're not my fucking friend. I mean, they're right. But like, my thing too is like with this, like watching it now. Again, I still stand by. I think they're both stupid overall with this whole situation. I think there should have been a breaking point for both for somebody to just say, "Fuck it, I'm done having this interaction." But overall, yeah, I would say the whole thing is like she's suing him for the statement that she got paid, that she was a prostitute, that she was getting paid for sex. And yeah, there are tweets where she has made comments like that, but overall, like that's the main thing. But that's the thing too, like what you said. He started off the entire like video saying, I don't know what I'm getting sued for. I don't even know what's going on. And then he goes and breaks it down for everybody. Call her hot chocolate. She loves that. Yes, call me hot chocolate. What up, Stone Loki? But yeah, I think this is.
And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically,
Has
bitch.
anyone taken you up on that yet?
No, because they're all pussies.
Yep. You cannot be defamed by statements that you yourself are the one saying. He didn't stop there, though. The motion then further argues that the court lacks the personal jurisdiction over me. I live and operate in California, while Mercante is residing over in New York. Simply accessing content on the internet when you're in New York doesn't meet the threshold for minimum contact under New York law, because if that was the case, there'd be no point for personal jurisdiction anywhere, because lawyers could just argue, hey, the internet's everywhere, so jurisdiction doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, good luck with that one, guys. Especially in defamation cases, where the state explicitly carves out such claims from long-arm jurisdiction. While Mercante and her lawyers have since
it-
doxed other YouTubers.
Your volume went really low for some reason. Also, Joseph says the presumption of damages that is part of defamation per se can be overcome if he proves she's not actually harmed by that statement. No, in New York specifically, there's a statute that says that if you're accused of a crime, there is no overcoming it. It's like an automatic loss on your part, buddy.
Hmm.
You want me to play the video, Say? You want me to try that?
No, I think it's just I think it's my connection. I think just my connection is just being stupid right now. I don't know why. Hold on, let me see if I'm actually on, because like it might be because I'm on the wrong. No, I'm on mine. Why is it acting so weird? Okay, anyways, hold on. Let's continue.
In addition to myself in this new amended filing, in an attempt to establish some sort of jurisdiction of me being in New York, the reality is all this boils down to is some embarrassing Keystone Cop type litigation. And on top of that, Coleman's filing also continues to systematically dismantle the other claims, including the ridiculous stochastic terrorism one, a made-up tort with no previous legal precedent, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, which courts have repeatedly ruled cannot be used to circumvent defamation standards. And as I've covered plenty of times on my live stream channel as well, these arguments that Alyssa and her team are pushing forward are extremely cherry-picked. Many of them are reactions of what I am saying in response to her before all this went down, and they are leaving out important context for where I got there and how it came to be, to make it look like I'm the worst person on the planet, when in reality, if you put the whole situation into context, it explains exactly how communication works. As for the claim that my videos are causing her to lose her job over at Kotaku, Ron Coleman's filing accurately points out that Mercante is a public figure, well known for engaging in inflammatory online discourse, and as such, it bears the burden of proving actual malice, a bar she fails to meet. In fact, one could argue.
Again, Smash is not addressing the actual claim in the lawsuit, which was they contacted Kotaku after she was on stream with Hassan Piker and told Kotaku that she was a pro-Palestinian, pro-terrorist sympathizer, and they harassed Kotaku till they asked her to quit. Again, those are like the things in the lawsuit. Like this, I'm not just like saying this is what happened according to me or according to like internet. Like no, like that's according to the lawsuit. Like he's not addressing what's in the lawsuit, and apparently neither is Ron Coleman in his filing. He's like, oh well, she's a public figure, so it's okay that people said mean things to her. Like that's not what she's claiming though. She's not claiming she lost her job because you said mean things to her. Or you said mean things about her, right? Like again, there's very specific claims being made in the lawsuit. She did get fired. Well, she didn't get fired. Again, this is one of those like where your job goes, we're going to allow you to save face and say that you resigned. So we're asking you to resign, right? So technically, she doesn't have a firing on her resume, right? She has a resignation, but basically you were told to resign. It's like when a CEO gets accused of like touching his secretary and they're like, he's decided to step down and spend more time with his family. Motherfucker got fired, right? But we're just trying to all save face.
Right. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Reminded it. Hold on. Oh, come on.
The more she tries, the more she's actually attempting to slander and libel me. ironically, by trying to point out how I somehow was the bad guy here when she is going after me this entire time. And last but definitely not least, this is probably the most important takeaway. Alyssa, I really hope you're listening here, because Coleman doesn't stop just there. He continues going into how this could potentially be invoking New York's anti-SLAPP law, and in seeking dismissal on the grounds of this case being filed without substantial basis in fact and law, which would mean if the judge saw it this way, it would entitle me to recover full attorney fees from Alyssa.
This makes no fucking sense. You know that, right?
Yeah, that one I was kind of side-eyeing it too. I'm like,
So Smash is saying that, and Smash and Ron Coleman are saying that, hey, what you've done is now anti-SLAPP by New York. In this letter to dismiss on grounds of jurisdiction, we're saying, oh yes, we don't agree that we should be held to New York standards, except for in this one instance when we'll get a bunch of money for it. In that case, yeah, we're New York under their law, but everything else, no. I don't think that's how that works. Pretty sure.
So New York anti-SLAPP law aims to protect individuals and organizations from lawsuits designed to silence them for exercising their First Amendment right, especially when speaking on matters of public interest. The law provides a streamlined process for dismissing such a law. Broad protection. The law now protects a wide range of activities, including public petitions, communication in public forums, and other lawful conduct related to free speech or petitioning on matters of public interest. Public interest. The definition of public interest is construed broadly, encompassing anything beyond purely private matters.
Whoa, what did you say? In what?
Encompassing?
Encompassing, yeah. You said you said something else.
I probably said encompassing. Dismissal process. Defendants can file an anti-SLAPP motion to dismiss the lawsuit, which the court must consider based on the pleadings and supporting affidavits. Stay of proceedings. When an anti-SLAPP motion is filed, all proceedings, including discovery, are stayed until the motion is decided. Potential damages. If a defendant wins the motion, they may be awarded cost and attorney fees, as well as compensatory and punitive damages, depending on the circumstances. Federal court applications. While New York's anti-SLAPP rules have procedural aspects that are generally not applicable in federal court, the substantive provisions, like those related to attorney fees and punitive damages, may still apply.
Yeah.
So that's New York's anti-SLAPP.
And that's all well and good, but in order for you to get New York's anti-SLAPP lawsuit, you have to fall under New York's jurisdiction. Like, I live in Illinois, I can't say, "Oh, you're suing me. I'm gonna New York's anti-SLAPP lawsuit," right?
I was just gonna say that it's based on the state you reside in to file anti-SLAPP. Like, if your state has an anti-SLAPP, you can use anti-SLAPP. But if you're not in New York, you cannot. If you're in a, does California have anti-SLAPP?
Yeah,
California.
But here's the thing, though. He's saying that this is going to trigger New York's anti-SLAPP because she's suing him in New York. That defeats the whole
California.
No. That's not what he's claiming. He's saying, according to Smash, according to the motion filed by Ron Coleman, they're saying that what Alyssa is doing will trigger the New York anti-SLAPP law, right? Which means they're agreeing to be under New York jurisdiction. Within the motion to dismiss on grounds of not being under New York jurisdiction, they're now saying, also, she should pay us money because we're under New York jurisdiction. They literally undermine their whole argument in that. Do you not understand that?
I mean, this whole thing just confused me because I'm just sitting there thinking, like, yeah, that's actually
okay. You're in New York. You're a United States citizen, right?
No, I get what you're saying because, okay, so Massachusetts has anti-SLAPP, right? So, like, when I was discussing this about the whole thing with Andy Signor's lawsuit, right? If he was to try to file, I mean, I'm in a state, I have anti-SLAPP, so I would just, because I reside here, I would, be entitled to my anti-SLAPP. But because, what you're saying is because he's saying it's going to activate New York's anti-SLAPP, it's like, yeah, but you're being sued in New York, sure, but, like, you're also in another state. So, first of all, you'd have to basically get the jurisdiction from your state, and if you have anti-SLAPP,
no, that's not what I'm saying at all.
But no, you're saying that they're basically acknowledging that they're going to do it in the jurisdiction of New York.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No,
So
that's what
again,
I'm saying. So he would have to say fuck the jurisdiction thing, because if you're saying that, then you're saying, yeah, we're going to do the jurisdiction in New York, when that makes no sense, because like you're
so
yeah.
I would just, what's that called? I would just be like, I would point to his own thing and be like, they're at least acknowledging that they should fall under New York jurisdiction, even though they're asking to be dismissed. They're saying, hey, we actually do fall under New York.
Right. That's why I'm just like, when I read that, I was like, wait, yeah, because like the whole point is like they don't have jurisdiction to file a lawsuit because you don't reside in New York. But now you're saying like, yeah, it's gonna activate the anti-SLAPP for New York. No, because you don't reside there. You don't have you're not in their jurisdiction, sir. That's crazy. And if that's the case, I think he didn't understand what his lawyer was telling him. I don't know.
Which makes me wonder if she understands how this all works with the flimsy case she's throwing at me, and how the SLAPP laws were made for cases directly related to what she's doing to me.
The weird part is, I'm going to pause it there, because it's like, the funny thing is, he says it. It's like, sir, I don't think you understand how it works, because you just said something that's not like, no, anti-SLAPP laws don't work for you if it's in another state, another jurisdiction, unless you're saying, yeah, we can do this in New York. Like, no, you don't want to do it in New York. You want them to file in California. You want that. That's how they get you, is they have to file in your state, because that's where you live.
Right now, it's my understanding that now Mercante's legal team has submitted an amended complaint, and our next step here will be to submit an updated request for dismissal, unless the judge directs us all otherwise. But based on how flimsy the case already is, the writing may already be on the wall. While I deep down feel like this is just one gigantic waste of time for everybody involved, every lawsuit needs to be taken very seriously.
He said, based on how flimsy the lawsuit already is, but the judge has allowed it to go to this process, right? It has allowed it to go this far. It wasn't outright dismissed, which means that the judge is at least considering it to have some validity. This is like how little understanding Smash has. Like, if I sued you, right, for some crime, and the judge looked at it and goes, "This is ridiculous. Like, clearly, there's no basis for this lawsuit, right? Dismissed outright." That would be a flimsy lawsuit. But if the judge goes, "Yeah, that's actually, you know what? Let's litigate this. Let's test this out," right? That means that there's something there. The judge is going, "Well, there is something there," and that's what this judge said. There is something there, enough to continue the process to where we're at.
Right. That's why I'm watching this like, smash, why? Don't know. No
matter how frivolous, and that the actions being taken by Mercante here have set her up for some serious potential legal repercussions. As I've said many times before, while nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to the court system, I sure hope her team of lawyers have accurately warned her about the potential consequences with this frivolous pursuit that she continues to try to push forward. Looking at everything that we have laid out in front of us, there is literally nothing.
Yep.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but Smash has continuously advised, quote unquote, Alyssa to drop the lawsuit. And this sounds like another ploy, like, "Oh, you really should drop it because you're going to end up owing me money." I think that Smash is afraid. He's very afraid. I think that a lot of this is bluster, and he's trying to get her to drop this lawsuit because he knows he has a good chance of going through, and he has a good chance of losing.
I would just want it to get dropped, because even if it went through, that's just money that I'd have to spend for.
It's not his money. He raised a whole bunch.
Right, defamation.
He raised like $60,000.
Right, defamation lawsuits aren't like quick. They're not quick. They could take up to years. So like,
doesn't matter though. It's not his money he's playing with.
That's true. But that's why.
I said the only downside is if he loses.
Yeah, if he loses, then it would have to come out of his pocket. But I'm just saying, like, that's why I was like, right now though, he's gaining all this money, he's gaining all the support. Everyone's donating to his GoFundMe to at least pay for the legal fees. So like, that's crazy. Man, I wish I was getting sued. Give me money, y'all. I need some boba.
But like I said, with Carl Jobst, everyone was on Carl's side. Everyone loved Carl. They donated all kind of money to his legal fees and everything. But the second he lost, and they found out that, turns out he was lying to them about why he was being sued, they all turned on him. If Smash JT loses, and they find out that no, it wasn't about mean words on the internet, it was about these very specific words on the internet, they're going to turn on him. The audience, the fans.
And that's why I told, this is why, like I said, this is what I said to Andy. When I talked to Andy Signor, I said to him straight up, because he's like, I could have filed a lawsuit against you. I was like, well, if I did something illegal, you should. 100%. I'm not even going to be mad at it. Like, if you think I broke a law, why shouldn't you? If you think I broke a law, why shouldn't you file a lawsuit? You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And then everyone's just like, oh, you shouldn't say that. Because people would tell me, like people who are lawyers, that on the internet, they said they were lawyers, but they're like, yeah, I'm a legal person. I'm just letting you know, you probably shouldn't say that. I'm like, but why? Why shouldn't I say that? If I broke a law, I'm going to say, yes, sue me. I should have repercussions.
Just
I should suffer
it's a headache. I wouldn't say that
right.
just for the hey, it's not worth the headache. Just
again, but again, my point is, if I am knowingly doing something that's breaking a law, or even not knowingly breaking a law, if I'm doing something illegal to you, then you have every right to sue me, and I just have to deal with the consequences.
I agree.
Headache or not headache, I'm gonna just own it.
But verbalizing it, there's a difference between knowing it and verbalizing it, right?
I mean, my yes, but my thing with the legal system, right, is like we all have the right.
You're like, yes, I get it 100%, but no.
Listen. No, it's not that. I'm not saying no. I'm saying, like, my issue with these situations, special defamation. Yes, we have the rights to do that, sure. But for me, it's like the whole point of going to court.
Hold on. Like, I got breaking news for you.
Oh, what?
First off, somebody's in your comment section, and if you can hear me, sir, your comments are not coming up. You're apparently blocked on the channel. That's why Saggy's not reading your comments. And I won't name the source, but according to this person, he says, say that you heard from a source, Smash thinks it's going to go to trial.
Wait, who's the person? Type in the private chat. Because, like, there are some people that I just can't see, and I don't even have them blocked. There's, like, certain people I've never blocked, and their chat doesn't go through. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, like, I didn't see their comments either. Yeah.
No, that person definitely was blocked. I don't talk to that person. We just had a conversation about that.
I'm just saying, he just DM'd me.
And an extremely professional lawyer like Ron Coleman reviewing all of this stuff and saying,
real quick.
By the way, say what you gotta say, because I don't want to lose your point. Go ahead.
He said a real professional lawyer like Ron Coleman. In case you guys aren't aware, Laura Loomer is literally suing Ron Coleman for negligence in representation.
Also, in fairness, that could be said. A lot of lawyers, so every lawyer is not a professional. But like,
I'm just saying, like, this very specific lawyer is being sued currently by a former client for having advised her badly in court.
Yikes. Shit. What was I gonna say? God damn it. See, this is I do it all the time. My brain is on buffer. Oh, I think I was gonna say, you know what's funny is, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I reactivated Facebook for a bit to, like, respond to people who were reaching out to me and stuff, let them know I was alive. And I'm pretty sure he came up as a recommended friend on Facebook, and I was just like, oh, hey, listen, regardless of what I don't mind saying, is Retro Bro, like, he still got it. He still got it. He can still get it. But I'm mad at him. Forever.
Yeah, she says, forever. He's in my. She's still mad. She got that mullet grudge on her. I don't even have a problem with her. She's looking banging with that sexy. I can't read the rest of this, John. John, you can't be saying you're married, John. You can't be saying these things.
His wife can get it. His wife is.
Damn.
Listen, real quick. Side note: his wife is gorgeous, and she's like buff, right? And I never really thought I'd be in. They work out. They bodybuild and stuff. They do shows and stuff. So, like, I never thought I'd be into, like, muscle broads. But, like, like, his wife, even with the muscle, gorgeous, bro. Like, she's scary gorgeous. And he, you know what I'm saying? So, like, them two together, it's a sin. It should be a sin. Because, like, listen, when I tell y'all, because y'all used to go at Retro Bro, right, all the time, and y'all used to get on him and shit. I met this man in person. Like, this man is huge. When he gave me a hug goodbye, I was like, yo, he unintentionally crushed me. Okay.
Yeah, but he's like 5'2", so.
Nah, he's not that short. He's taller than me for sure, but
But you're like 5'1".
I'm not 5'1". First of all, I'm 5'3", so shut your face. He's taller than me, but he's fucking tank. Like, he is a tank. That's why when y'all were talking shit to him, like, y'all are just lucky there's a screen and distance between y'all. Cause, like, I looked at him like I couldn't even imagine. Like that's why I did a stream about him. I got mad, right? But like I'm not afraid of him. Like he would lay me out, 100% lay me out. I would just take that beating and probably climax in the process. But
oh my God, Saggy, I don't need to hear that.
Joking, I'm fucking teasing. I'm teasing.
No, listen, not. That's the sad part.
No, but I'm saying, well, it would be involuntary. But man, I'm telling you, he's
you're on the list of women that I don't want to hear that sort of rhetoric from.
I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit from you because you know the type of shit I had to listen to you talk about, and I'm sitting here like Tony, we're like friggin' siblings. I can't fucking.
You didn't have to listen to it. You just read a whole bunch of.
I didn't have to listen. Oh, bro, but you sent it to me. I'm sitting here like
because I had to prove some things to you.
Listen, you and Keemstar right now are on my list for most crusty conversations I've ever read.
He says I'm 5'8", fucker. Tell her to unblock me if she's gonna glaze me up. Lol.
I'll think about it. I mean, I didn't block your number, and my number hasn't changed, sir. But anyways, I'm just gonna leave. But listen, overall, like, yeah, Retro Bro is a big.
And I ain't cringe. I'm not. You only saw like some. You know what? I'm not even gonna litigate this. I ain't
crusty. It's crusty.
I ain't crusty. I ain't
crusty. It's crusty conversation. But listen,
Keemstar has game. You know, all you ladies say that, but you know, when it works, it works. And that's all that matters.
Crusty.
It's not being aimed at you. That's why you think it's crusty.
Crusty. But listen,
me and Keem, we know what women want to hear. We tell them the things they need to hear in the moment.
I have never got a drip from a man telling me I'm about to pop that puh. Okay, never like that. That comment,
like, you're not that kind of woman.
When I think pop, I'm sitting there like I don't want you to like destroy it.
I'm just saying that's you, but that's you. But some women like that stuff. Some women.
But when I say it just listen, it sounds crusty. Especially when it's not even said. It's not even when it's said seductively. Like when if you're talking to me like you're talking to me, and you're just like, "Hey, Ray, I want to pop your puss," right? And you say it just like you talk. I'm gonna look at you like, bro, you couldn't even try. No effort. You're just gonna say it like that. Like I need a little seduction.
That whole thing, like exchanging fluids, that was kind of like weird. I would never use that line.
Like listen. I'm gonna also like my dude, right? Like he knows how to riz, right? He got riz. So like when he's talking to me like that, he don't just do it with the voice, he does it with the eyes, right? And he got some nice eyes. So when he does it, he gives you that look and he says it, and like even if it's like so corny, it sounds good when it comes out his mouth. But some dudes,
it's because a lot of what it is the attraction you already have for the person. So it really doesn't matter what they say because you're already into whatever it is they're saying.
Right. See, now all of a sudden, you're making me want to unblock Retro Bro and be cool with him again. I'm thinking about it. I do miss John. I'll be honest, I do miss John.
I'm bringing people together. Everyone always says I'm such an evil guy, but I'm always bringing people together, whether it's their shared hatred of me or just.
Wait, did he bring up Mullis? Did he listen? I called Mike Mullis the F slur, and he forgave me for that, bro. So I mean, like, that's when I knew that Mullis was a real one, because ain't no way I'm on the streams calling you like slurs on social media and being like crazy like I was, and then we meet in person, it was nothing but love.
I hate that guy.
I love him. I'm sorry, I do love him. I loved everybody. Like the thing going back to Smash, the thing that fucking messed me up, man, is like, regardless of our thoughts on the Amico, whether some people decide to go, it was just the way it happened. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, we were all so fucking close. And then it took some stupid shit to like completely fracture our group. Like that was my little family, dude, my Amico family. I love them to death. And that shit broke me a little. I'm not even gonna lie. It really did. And that's why I went the way I went. And I was mad because I'm like, why the fuck are we all being like this? We're letting fucking Tony's stupid videos get to us. We're letting these people get to us. Why are we doing this? Like, I
Tony, destroy your own families.
You did. You're a homewrecker, bro.
Well, look, I'm trying to bring the families back together. I got you and John talking.
And
you want to reach out to Mullis?
No, me and Mullis good. I have his number. I can reach out to him. I should actually. I need to start reaching out to a lot of people because I miss a lot of people. But my thing is, like, we were all such a close community of people. And even though Smash was kind of like, for me, I didn't get close to Smash just because, I don't know, we didn't have that vibe. Like, we were cordial.
You don't want to hit him.
No, it wasn't even that. It was just like, we didn't have that connection because, like, I can't explain it with Jeff, but he's like, he's built different, right? So like we have polar opposite personalities, and I think I was probably a little too much for him, because like when he reacted to me going to the video game concert with Tommy, right? When he commented on me and he got to me specifically, his comment about me, oh, she just likes attention. She'll get it anywhere. And she just goes wherever the wind blows. I'm like, bro, I have always been consistent with everything. You're the motherfucker who went where the wind blew. It wasn't me. That's why I called you out. You went where the wind blew you. So like you're projecting onto me, and that's when I went off on him, because I'm like, bro, like what do you mean? I stayed consistent the entire time till this day, still consistent the entire time. Like some opinions might have changed, I might have fell off a little bit, but I still have my have my reservations on the situation and how I feel about the Miko shit, right? But that whole thing was like I was never close to him, and that's when I was like, yo, when he said that, like, you never got me, bro. You never got me. And the funny thing is, somebody in our group called it. They called it. They said, yeah, he's gonna be the first one to do what he did. And then he did it. And I'm like, exactly. Like, we just didn't vibe, me and Smash. Like, we were cordial with each other. We were civil. We talked a few times, but like not in private often. You know, if anything, it was just like passing by conversations. So we didn't really connect. And I'm not mad at him. I don't think he's a piece of shit for that. Like, I don't hate him for that.
No, I think he's a piece of shit for other things.
Sure, but my thing is like I had issues with him because of the flip-flop and shit. Because I was sitting there like, bro, we were all fine a few days ago. Now all of a sudden you're making a video and going all ham, and then wondering why, you know, people were mad at you. Like that's what it was for me. I wasn't even mad when John did it. Like when Retro Bro did it, I wasn't mad, right? It was predicted. Again, it was another prediction that he was going to be the next one to kind of like jump ship, right? Which is fine. I wasn't mad at him. Me and him talked about it. We were good. It was a Max thing for me. That's what it was. It was a Max thing for me. That's where I was like, all right, John, fuck your face. Not in the way I'm sure you want it, bro. Ain't no way. Momo, thank you for the $2. Oh, I love you too. I love all y'all. But no, that's kind of what it was. But yeah, going back to the Smash JT, because like I said, that's where my connection with Smash JT was the Intellivision Miko stuff. And like I said, I don't hate him now. I do agree with some things he says. You know, I'm not too pressed about it. And then I don't agree with everything he says, which again is fine. I don't hate the guy for it. But this lawsuit is kind of crazy. And like if Retro said that it's gonna go through, like, yeah, it's I mean, I even said it earlier in stream, like I think he's gonna lose. I do think he's gonna lose, because there are certain things he said in this video, things he said on that article we read, where I'm like, I saw these things happen, where I, as somebody who doesn't have any legal background, even I'm looking at it like, yeah, I can easily find a way to prove that you did this shit. Like, you know, because you did say certain things. I seen them. You did entice a mob, just like Alyssa enticed a mob. You know, both y'all did the same shit, but in a different caliber, right? It did affect her work, especially with the Hassan Piker thing. That when you told me that too, I was like, I'm literally face palming, like, bro, there's ways of calling somebody out without taking it that far. You know, there's no need to go that far. And I'm sorry, like, especially with Smash GT, I'm like, Smash, you of all people should know better, because this is what we went through with the Intellivision Miko shit. This is exactly the shit that we went through with that. You went through it with the Intellivision Miko shit. You remember, Tony, right? Back with the Intellivision Miko stuff. How many times did he make videos talk about how y'all were like looking into his personal shit and stuff, like, and that did happen. For the record, that did happen. There were crazy people. Not
when you say y'all, it wasn't me.
I corrected myself. I said not you. There were people though that definitely went too far with us, as far as like trying to stalk us, look into us, and all that shit. Like there was harassment. Like that's the thing.
I tried to put a stop to all of that. I said it was
right,
bad.
but my point is, he of all people should know better when to like not go too far, you know?
You would think.
I think contacting Kotaku directly about that, yeah, like that, it's on the same level of her contacting your wife. Like just criticize. You could, what I think he should have done with that, and have nobody.
You're not supposed to tip the cows.
Yeah, you could just talk about it. Like they should have just talked about, oh, she was on Hassan Piker's, she doesn't believe she supports this and that, or she's a hater, she's a terrorist, whatever you wanted to say, you should have just said it, not go to her job, because yeah, now at that point you can prove damages.
Look, it's John the Retro Bro.
Is it actually him or is it somebody else?
I don't know. It just popped up.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I have to obviously I'll do it after the show. But John, my number is still the same. If you still have it, you can always text and call. I would never. The funny thing is, like here's the thing. I know we're unpacking it now. Here's the thing, right? After me and you had our little falling out, whether you understood or not, right? I didn't block you for the longest time until you blocked me because I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll give him a chance. I'll cool off, whatever. I'm just mad right now. But like, I said my piece. I think I unfollowed you. I don't even think I blocked you. You blocked me first, by the way. If you had just reached out to me and called me and texted me, maybe that could have been real. But I think in the moment you were kind of just like, fuck that bitch, which I get that a lot. So it is what it is. Oh,
Not
look,
me.
he said
I'm always texting Saggy. She's always telling me to leave her alone.
No, because you do it when you're streaming and you'll do it at like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm literally in bed watching TV. And then all of a sudden, like, you're like, hey, Saggy, we're live right now. We're talking about homeless Larry. And I'm like, bro, I'm in bed, dude. I'm not trying to do all that.
But it makes for good radio. Audience loves it.
You know what's funny? Seeing John in the chat right now in my head, I'm sitting there like, y'all ever look back at everything and think that how did we get here? I never thought I'd see the day me and Tony would be on a stream together, being close friends after everything that happened.
I did. I always knew that we were going to be friends, Saggy.
Yes, you should have. That's the thing. If you just went in the chat, right, and said, yeah, I have no idea what's going on, and asked, right? Because it wasn't really an ask. It wasn't you going in there and saying what's going on, right? It was more so you went in there, said what's going on, and the comment that followed. Because I was live streaming. When I was live streaming, I was stream sniping him when it happened, right? And it was the comments about basically putting it on me. You were basically putting it on me like, yeah, nah, Saggy's a little crazy sometimes type shit. And I'm just like, bro, you don't even know what happened. You don't know who is in the wrong here. You just assumed it was because of me. And I'm like, bro, what the hell? Because for record, for the first time ever in my history, that situation, very little had to do with me. And I got dragged the most for it. Even till this day, I get dragged for that situation where everybody else.
Fuck that Saggy Melons.
Bro, everybody else got reconciled, right? He talked to everyone, patched things up with everybody. And for the most part, the other people were the ones who started it, but he made up with them, but it was still fuck me. And I did the bare minimum in that situation until I got dragged. And then I said, fuck it, you know how I am. I went all psycho bitch on it. But like when it started, I didn't do shit. I wasn't even planning on doing shit. I was just like, I'm just going to walk away. And then I heard the stream where he's like, fuck Saggy. Fuck her. She tried to paint me out as a monster. And fuck Saggy. And I'm sitting there like, bro, I didn't even do this. Like this was because of somebody else who started some shit. And then I gave my 2 cents and said, you know what? I'm going to just say, fuck it. We're just going to go our separate ways. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. And then I saw the whole fuck Saggy. I was like, what the fuck just happened? For once, I was a good girl.
You were.
I was trying to be the mature
What's up with
person.
you and Lunga? You and Lunga friends still, or did I ruin that?
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure you ruined that.
I have no idea why Lunga does not like me.
Because you guys have very polar opposite personality, or not. I won't say polar opposite. Y'all are both very I don't know. Your personalities just don't mesh. Like I could see it. Like,
but what I'm saying is, like, I don't have any strong feelings towards Lunga. I know I say things. I play it up for the audience, but literally, I had Lunga's back when Max went at Lunga. I had Lunga's back. Was like, no, Max, you're full of shit. This wasn't Lunga. This was you. It was a you problem, not a Lunga problem. And I barely knew Lunga at the time. His back, because he was in the right. And
Tony.
Next thing I know, I think like a month later, Lunga's just like, "Fuck you, Tony." I'm like, "What the fuck did I do?" Like,
I don't know. In fairness, though, it's.
I'm me. I get that.
You gotta grow.
I get that a lot.
You gotta grow. You gotta take time to have you grow on them because, like, and like you remember how we started. I couldn't stand your ass. I literally did this last stream where I called you a piece of shit, and I went on a fucking hour rant going off on you, and here we are now. So I mean, with you, it's like you come off very strong. You come off very like know it all. I don't care. You're wrong, and nothing I say will ever be right. and then you get to know you, and then you kind of like break it down why you felt that way, and then you start seeing my point of view and understanding, and we actually have a discussion so it doesn't seem more one-sided, and it's like, okay, this is just how Tony is. He's got autism.
Yeah, well, everyone like whenever people are like, no, he doesn't. Like, no, just talk to like Saggy. Talk to people that have talked to me at length, and they go, no, he definitely has.
Oh, dude, he definitely is on the spectrum. Like Tony is 100% on the spectrum. It takes him a while to like actually. You have to have patience with him when you're having a discussion. Like when he gets on the streams and he goes at me, like the way you talk, like I don't know if you guys have noticed the pattern with Tony, but like every time he's trying to explain something to you, he'll have to like do these weird analogies. Like, you know, like what I'm saying is like someday you like pizza, right? Now you like pizza, you eat pizza every day. And then once in a while you might want a hot dog. And then he just goes on these like long metaphors for like the longest time, and you're sitting there like, all right, Tony, I get it. But then you get frustrated, like, all right, this is where it gets to the point where it's like, all right, Tony, shut the fuck up. I understand. And even if I don't, shut the fuck up.
So yeah, it's like this, you know, could you imagine you're like on an island?
Yeah, exactly. By the way, it took me complimenting Retro Bro, because this is the thing. I will never not say that Retro Bro is unattractive. I'm not that person. I'll be like, fuck him, but goddamn those muscles.
You hear that, John? If you ever lose your muscles, that's it.
No, I've seen him when he was like thinner, without like when I mean thinner, like he didn't have as much, like he wasn't built, right? So he was like a regular body. Yeah, not pre-juice. He doesn't juice.
You agreed. I got it. I'm gonna clip it. I said pre-juice.
No,
yeah, pre-juice. Yeah.
No, I just said he doesn't juice. But I saw him pre-buff, right? So I saw him when he was like in the first stages of the workout, right? And he still looked good. It was weird.
I hate to cut you off, but I gotta go. I got a stream starting. I even pushed it back, knowing that this was running long. But I gotta go. I gotta go.
Wow,
talk about Air July.
Okay, what up, memes? Hi, memes.
Go, yell about Air July and Vito and how he blocked me today and all that good stuff.
All right, get out of here.
You literally didn't do anything but change the aspect ratio.
Yo, listen? What? Wait, what? I can't stand you.
I know.
All right, go ahead. I'll finish the rest of this by myself without Tony. That way I don't have to. We don't have to stop every 2 seconds.
All right. Don't forget, Tony is the best.
He typed that, by the way.
I didn't type anything at all.
You typed that. All right, get out of here so I can finish the video.
Really know what they're trying to do here. The best that I can come up with is they're trying to make an example of me to push forward some sort of precedent legally to be able to push an agenda forward. One of her lawyers specifically is an activist, very similar to Alyssa, and they have activism cases that they are trying to push forward, I would imagine. And if that's the case, then that would explain why all of this makes zero sense at all. My hope and assumption is that the judge will understand exactly what they're trying to do right now and throw this case out where it belongs and use the anti-SLAPP law in effect to have Alyssa pay back all the bills that I've been paying to Ron leading up to this point, which again, the longer that this case goes on, the more expensive it will get for both parties. And if it is decided one way in my favor, that means everything that's been accrued up to this point will be owed by Alyssa herself. I couldn't imagine her looking at the situation thinking that she has any kind of legal basis for actually succeeding with a lawsuit, especially when it's literally her words or in the realm of the world that she lives in and was very proud of for a very long time. And all of a sudden, when she found someone that she doesn't like online, it's apparently no longer okay to say these things. She has decided that she no longer lives that life and has decided that anybody that says anything that she doesn't like is subject to litigation and a lawsuit. And that's not how the legal system is supposed to work. I don't know how to tell someone this that clearly has no idea about it. But pushing this forward as far as she has already is completely embarrassing. The entire community sees it for what it is. And the longer she goes, the more people are going to laugh at her, because you cannot establish legal precedent just because you don't like someone or just because they said mean words to me, even though those mean words are the same or very similar words that you said about yourself leading up to that point. It's curious how rules for thee, not for me, it really is when you get down to it. But then again, in my humble opinion, this is an activist Marxist that tries to project all their own issues on somebody else and then tries to confuse them and take them down for the very things that they are guilty of themselves. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out Smash.
All right. So here's my thoughts, right? I see John say, I don't think he will lose, but it's going to go to trial. I disagree. I think if it goes to trial, he's going to lose, and here's why. Because again, Tony did bring up the point of he's going to court. He's being sued for a specific statement he made, involving her being being somebody who is prostituting at that moment when he said it, right? He's basically alleging that she is currently a sex worker having sex for money in the state of New York, right? Which that could be something that but it's more so the fact that she was forced to leave her place of employment because people contacted her place of employment in regards to her appearing on Hassan Piker's podcast. Having actual damages being done could definitely cause him to lose that case. Now, when he says that she quit, now again, there is because the company said we're giving you the opportunity to just put in your resignation. That is basically forcing someone to quit on their own, or they're going to get fired. I personally think that she should have just let them fire her ass, personally. But I do think that there is a very high probability that he could lose the case. I believe he could lose the case, but there is also that probability he could win. So it really depends on how good these lawyers are. I said earlier that there was enough evidence that he has put out there himself, which kind of supports a lot of her claims that is in the lawsuit. Mainly, the fact that he definitely has made comments that can definitely be perceived as malicious intentions. So it's one of those things where we won't know until it goes to court. This is just our opinions. None of us are legal counselors. We don't have professions or degrees in the legal sphere. But personally, my feelings is that if it does go to trial, there is a chance he might lose. He might lose. Because she does have a case. Once you get fired from a job, you automatically have probable cause. Like you have a case, especially if there is damages done, and that is definitely damages. But yeah, no, I know, I see you going. I definitely have to go. Retro Bro, my number has not changed. If you don't have it, I still have yours. If yours hasn't changed, I will hit you up. I need to get some food. This is a fun stream. I've been streaming for 3 hours. I did not expect this to go this long, but it did. So I'm gonna get going. And D-Day Direwolf, I know you're not just coming in here 3 hours into this and just saying, like, I haven't been streaming for 3 hours. I'm looking at you funny. Sag shit. I might crash the stream after I've gotten some food in me, so we'll see. But all right, I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday. So I'm gonna do a well, I should wait till I have more members, but maybe I should do a call-in show for members to come in. Number's the same. Okay, I will hit you up so that you have my number. But I'm gonna get going. I love you guys. I will put an announcement in the community tab when I'm going to do a call-in stream so everyone can come on and talk about all the topics we talked about this week. And we'll just do that for everybody just to start off, because I don't have enough members, and a lot of my members who are members now are more than likely not going to call in. So I'll do a call-in stream for you guys to call in and we get to shoot the shit. And then we'll start doing like members call-in streams for members to call in and hang out and stuff. And then don't forget, I have 3 tiers on the channel now. So check those out if you want to support the channel, support me. My grifting has been in full effect this week. I'm going full grifter mode. I'm kidding. Not a dishonest grifter, though, an honest grifter. But I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.